Cheshire, do you know what that tastes like?
I don't know, but it smells like victory.
It smells and tastes like the sweet, sweet smell of victory. It's actually scotch, but it's victory.
I do believe the appropriate response to this is, "We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting, dab, to the end, dun, dun, dun." Oh my god. No. You gotta hands like this, and then into your elbow. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we told you so. We told you so is a good one. Oh, apparently I'm really loud. My bad. Steve muted himself. Apparently it's just you. I've taken over this show now. Steve loses again. So can we all please press a quick F in the chat for the users of this event?
There we go. By the way, yes, this is now Cheshire's. I had her do one executive decision. Now she owns this channel.
True facts.
So, you said something about F, by the way, you wanted, Chesh?
I said, yeah, do a quick F in the chat for all the losers in this fucking debacle.
Kawasa, 20,001. Not much, but I think it's... I think this could buy some booze for the victory party. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. By the way, I should not mute it any longer, guys, so you should be able to hear me. So this is going to be a little Q&A. People that have been asking me questions in private can now ask me in public anything they want. Full disclosure, it's fine. I won. The suit is actually officially won as far as that. Kyle did not have a lawyer. Kyle failed to reply. Big shocker. I knew that he had no defense whatsoever. But what we're going to be doing now, just to give you guys a heads up to the fans and the listeners and the Patreons and everybody else, is that during the initial part of the suit, we had asked for very specific things, including for remedy being the giving back to me of the NonSequitur Show, which, by the way, I did start. Contrary to what he said, I have actual receipts of when I started and gave it to him. I have the time, the date, at the exact time I actually transferred ownership to him. So when he was telling people, oh, really? Steve started the NonSequitur Show? Yeah, he knows full well that I did. He had asked me for SEO reasons to do so, as I put in the lawsuit. I have 2 indications of him using SEO for an excuse. The other time is when he blocked me or locked me and Bullinator out of NonSequitur Show. He said that he was doing some SEO stuff. I have all these things. But the reality is I started that channel, and we're asking for it back. Now, if I get it back, hit or miss, but I think the odds are really, really good because he has no recourse at this point. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be asking to see the books. I don't think the books exist. I don't think they've ever existed. I was hoping, but as far as I know, all he's ever done is an Excel spreadsheet. So I don't think there's any P&L report, which I asked him for numerous times. P&L report means profit and loss. This is what I would call the books. And,
hi, Anaka.
Hey, and what if we don't get that? Then basically we're asking for not an arbitrary amount, but an amount what we think is the amount due, and then I'm timing that by 3 because of fraud and breach of fiduciary duty. So I figure that we're probably around $100,000 we're asking for, plus control of the channel. But we'll see. But that part is still in progress. But I want to give everybody an update. According to my lawyer, we've won, and I asked him straight out that question. So basically, we've won. It's just a matter of figuring out what we won. He's like, exactly. So that part of the lawsuit is over. Kyle is barred from doing any kind of filing. He cannot respond to it. As soon as we put our filing in, that takes precedence. He's locked out. So he can't even file if he wanted to. We got a super chat. Can you read that one?
I didn't see it. Was it? Oh yeah, I did. Hold on. Kirk for $1.99. 25% tariffs coming to Irish and Scotch whiskey. That's sad.
That sucks. Yeah. And by the
if
way,
I'm still too loud, I can turn myself down a little bit more.
I prefer Scotch whiskey over.
No, apparently I'm too loud. Hold on.
Yeah, I used to drink bourbon right back in the day in the Navy. I drank Jack Daniels and Kentucky bourbons, but Scotch is much smoother. I mean, just much smoother. They're both whiskeys, but I do prefer the Scotches over the. I mean, I'll take a blended. This is actually a blended, not a single malt. But
okay, hopefully, guys, that's better. Let me know. God's Auditor for $2 said, Steve, your congratulations arrived Friday by FedEx. Ooh, somebody's sending you something.
I know what he's sending. Can I tell what he's sending? I mean, it's no big surprise. But God's Auditor is one that actually got me this, and now he's sending me whiskey cubes, so I don't get watered down my drinks when I have Scotch.
Is Sandring for $50? Hi, Sandring.
Hi, Sandring.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions, and I want Cheshire to kind of field them. I'm bringing a couple people in here eventually if they show up. Unirock plans to show up, and Nick, who was actually in here but making weird noises, I actually had to mute him. But he's here somewhere. But I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions, and I'm going to be answering them the best I can. Most of it's already out there. I've been transparent as all possible. Now, we have all here have seen all the evidence, and I know a lot of people in the live chat has as well. Anybody who wants to see the actual evidence in private is more than welcome to message me. Some of the stuff I don't show publicly because of reasons. I just don't show private messages, but I have all the documentation I need.
Okay, at this point, I have now turned myself down as far as I can go. The rest is going to be up to Steve.
Oh, you know what? Where is Bull? What about Bull?
Well, and how's my volume doing? Am I?
Hey!
Oh, good. Hey, I'm back. What do you know?
Yeah, you sound much better because you were making these weird noises, not like old man noises, but real old.
No, my computer did a forced update a couple days ago. It took like 6 hours, and then it uninstalled all of my devices, every single one. Then they reinstalled, and every application I have for whatever reason now has as the default my webcam for the audio. So so the audio is just coming straight from. I think I'm. And even though in the system it should be using my mic, my headset mic, it's actually using the audio off the. It's a pain.
20 from Stuart says, "Congrats, mate, all the best." And God's Auditor for 2 says, "Not the whiskey cubes, something better." Apparently, he sent you something else. Oh, we don't know her, but we need to get in touch with Bull. Where is Bull?
Yeah, invite Bull in. So, by the way, I'm maxed out here, guys. My microphone. I mean, I really can't. I got a 10 dB filter on this, so I should be like really high right now.
Apparently, me and Nick are both peaking, so you need to adjust us in the internal.
All right, I will do this. Let me. All right, I'm peaking you guys down a little bit, and I should be perfect right now.
If I whisper, we're gonna get demonetized.
I've kicked you down 8 dB, so.
Steve, save our ears.
All right,
please.
I'll kick you down 15 dB. How's that?
Well, chat, how's it sound?
Yeah, guys, what do you think?
Wow, you guys really are peaking.
It's almost like you're supposed to do this stuff well ahead of time.
Now we really need Bull.
No, I got it. I can adjust audios. I know what I'm doing. All right. Now you should be talk. You should be perfect.
Heart.
All right.
I'm always perfect. I don't know what you're I can't even get through that sentence.
Yeah.
There we go. You did it. Good
All
job,
right.
Steve.
Yeah, see, I've learned how to produce a little bit. All right, thank you very much.
Oh, and somebody in the chat was requesting that you put slow mode on.
Oh, that might be a little more difficult, but I got multiple things open right now, but I will do that in a second here. I'll try. So anyways, Chesh, let's get some questions so we can...
at me your questions so I can read. I am paying attention. If anybody has any questions about what's been going on and what's up, please just make sure you put @Chesh in the chat so that way I can make sure I catch it, because I am dumb.
I don't even know how to slow the chat in the new beta thing.
Oh, I'm too quiet now?
All right, I kicked you up a little bit.
Okay. And people are requesting slow mode.
Yeah, where is slow mode on the beta? I don't even use it.
It's been a while since I've tried to do that in the beta.
I will let you know that I have messaged Bool at this point, so hopefully he gets back to us.
All right, I'll just do it.
We expect there is no money. Are there any other ways to recoup the money, i.e., part of checks that he gets paid or something?
Great question. All right, so let me do the slow mode here. I'll put it on 20 seconds, and I will answer that question. 20 seconds saved. All right. Here's the thing on the money. I don't think there's any money either. I think the money is long since spent. I know the money has been spent on his rent. I know it's spent on trips. Katie Poulsen confirmed this. I don't think there's barely anything left, at least not of any consequence. Whatever's left, he's going to be having to live on because he moved in with his boyfriend. Now, are there remedies to this? Yes. He cannot file bankruptcy once we get a judgment for an amount. We are filing under fraud and breach of fiduciary duty, which we won. So because of that, fraud and breach of fiduciary duties are not dischargeable debts under Chapter 7 or 11 or 13. Not that he would do 13, but under bankruptcy. Those things are non-dischargeable debts. So he wouldn't be able to even get out of that. And if he ever gets a job, if he ever gets any kind of income, because I'm sure he's not going to live off his boyfriend forever. Chesh, you're eating on Mike? People are going to have your ass. And not the way you like. Done.
You don't know me.
Yeah, you know what? You may be right. But yeah, so I can actually garnish once I get a judgment for an actual amount. I can garnish up to 25% of his income in perpetuity. Smug.
Yeah, that's a smug moment there.
Any response from GE? No. To be fair, this news just broke. It might take him a little bit.
Yeah, the only news from GE is that he's already started blocking people.
GE. Is there any? I mean, how would? To the best of my knowledge, nobody there would even know. How would GE or
KC
him on other stuff. Know? Because he's not. It's not like he's going to go around bragging, "Hey, I just lost."
Yeah, he knows.
Hey, I've got something interesting about GE.
Oh, please do tell.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey guys, I saved all of his tweets from back when he was defending Kyle and attacking you like crazy, and then I saved where he tried to tell everyone to leave him out of it after he realized that the audience wasn't sticking with Kyle, and I'm putting out a video about all that.
Nice!
Yes! Yeah,
well, with evidence.
Get us all up.
Well, let me add on that then. I do believe a lot of people are going to make videos about this. I actually am pretty well convinced that this is going to go down in YouTube history, just like the H3 kind of thing, in some regards, because this is a large amount. I'm asking for $100,000. I'm not playing around. That's going to be, I figure, what we're going to be asking for, because it's 3-time damages because he withheld the books from a business partner. I actually showed just recently on Twitter something I hadn't released before, which was a DBA that he sent me, a fictitious business statement, that he had every intention of being a general partner, which means that there's what's called a business relationship or business enterprise, being a venture, two people are venturing into. And so there was no question that I own 50% of that, 50%. There's just no question whatsoever. I also found overwhelming evidence of me asking him, and I'm pretty sure Chester's seen this, that me asking him about Teespring and telling him I think we should start this Teespring thing, and he's like, "What's Teespring?" And I explained to him I'm going to be doing some Teespring with the Great Debate Community stuff, and I think the non-sequitur stuff would fit in great. How about we do this? We'll do that also 50-50 because I want to partner on that as well. He's like, "I'll look into it." Thought it was a great idea. And then he decides to take 100% of that. And why is Unirock taking up my entire screen? I know his ego is massive, but we fix that.
I have no clue. It's doing that to me too.
Yeah.
When you get when you get non-sequitur back, will you be rebuilding it, starting fresh, or building this channel?
I got rid of the echo.
Do you want to talk about that yet?
Yeah.
Well, before you do, In Time is going to do a thing on this. And everything that we've got on it, so we're going to be the first channel doing a video on this. So we're doing it out of the gate tonight at 10 p.m. is when it's scheduled.
So what are your plans, Steve?
Unirock, I got to figure out why you're getting an echo. Oh, I know why you're getting echo. I fixed it. All right. So,
Don't worry, it's on Steve's end.
hey, I'm still learning. Slob's OBS
I saw-
is different from OBS.
I saw that face. You were like, what?
The thinking mode.
It's Steve, don't worry about it.
Well, before I answer that question, let's talk about GE and the rest real quick. I am not forgetting about Godless Engineer, Kaitlyn, Chloe, and Katie Poulsen at all. They will have their day of reckoning. Godless Engineer, as Unirock has pointed out, has said numerous things, especially relating to things of a criminal nature to me, slanderous, libelous things that we know now is complete bullshit. And I'm going to get into some detail on that as well. But if anybody wants to do video on this, because I do believe that it's going to be very, very big, I know that Unirock wants to do a video of this. Atheism Stopple wants to do a video on this. I'm hoping maybe Undoom might want to do a video on this. But anybody these people that have a channel that wants to do a video on this, you have full access to me. I will get you any information you want. You can ask me any questions. I will give you as much time you need for an interview or anything like that. And you can take it and run with it as much as you want. Get it out there, because I don't want to see Kyle go start another channel and everybody kind of forget what happens, because this is something that I believe the YouTube community needs to know as a whole what actually transpired, because everything he said was bullshit from start to finish. It's unequivocal. It's demonstrable. I have all the evidence I need for that. I've said this from day one. And then we're going to talk about the allegations of fraud here in a few. But KC, GE, and Katie, they all bought into this. Katie gave me an apology, and then she took the apology back after I asked her about other things, which means she was not apologetic. So she's back on my radar, and I'm going to be working with a few people to expose her. But as far as like Godless Engineer, I said before, I hope he burns down his own channel. I still think that. I would never go after GE, not ask anybody to do it. You think he has good product, go watch him. I don't care. I've never watched his shit. But I will hold him accountable for the things he has said, and I do think videos should be out there condemning him for somebody who is in the skeptic community to believe something so vile and reprehensible right off the bat from Kyle, just on faith alone, without having any evidence for it whatsoever, because he misunderstood some out of context tweets and out of context communications. That's not what a skeptic does.
These are the same people who, like, GE has had me blocked about the time that I changed my name to Cartoon Engineer, because he was arguing with Steve about the semantics about what is considered an engineer, because Steve asked for clarification on what kind of engineer his fucking wife is. The answer is she fucking isn't, because she's not done school yet. Which would be a perfectly acceptable answer if they deemed worthy of answering the question honestly. Now, Steve was saying, oh, this is what I'm considering an engineer. Do you fall under that or not? And GE, and this was all of this happened right when everybody, they essentially piled onto Steve, and I'm saying piled, not dogpiled specifically, because they all piled on him for different reasons. Jimmy called him a transphobe, GE got pissy at him, Kyle was like, what the fuck, and Casey was like, engineering!
That's smart!
And so the hilarious thing is that GE was like, well, listen, engineering tends to be an umbrella term. And I'm like, that is what Steve is saying. And he called me an idiot or some shit.
Right? I mean, I don't think
okay.
Because I don't think he was understanding what I was saying. And by the way, this narrative that, I'm like the gatekeeper of who's an engineer is bullshit. To me, and this has been my entire life, an engineer is somebody who is a registered, licensed, or professional. Those are specific things that are engineering, and what they can do is they can sign what's called engineering papers. Okay, I went through engineering some training. I took engineering courses in both the military and out of the military in college. That's what an engineer does. They have to sign specific things to sign off of. And if you don't have a license, you're not registered, you're not a professional engineer, I'm not going to consider that person an engineer. I never have. It was nothing personal.
Isn't it illegal in certain states to say whether or not you're an engineer if you're not?
Not really.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Bob from Globebusters does that. And I want to add this too. That's why I say a lot of people were giving me a little bit of flack, because I already did a video back in months ago showing all the Twitter history on it, because I was trying to give that context to the community. Like, look, this is why. Because when Godless Engineer goes and then tries to do damage control, deletes the old stuff and pretends like, hey, Steve, leave me alone, you're bullying me, it turns the community, at least some of them, against them a little more. And that's why I think the context.
Me.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
We got Ricky Bobby for $10 says, congratulations, Steve. I'm just going to go through the super chats real quick.
I know I got questions on the table. I'll catch up here. Trust me.
Yeah, no. I've got everything on. I'm putting everything on a sticky note separately, so you don't even need to worry about that. Do you want the next question?
No, the super chats. You said there's more.
Oh, yeah. We got for $5. Never doubted you.
Thank you.
Scrolling. Sorry, chat. I'm tracking questions, so it's going to take me a little bit longer to make sure I caught up on it.
I got one. Atheist is
winner chicken dinner.
Well, oh, you're doing super chats. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Two-handed Tasmanian said, "I think there's a strong chance Kyle does a runner to a safe country, thinking Thailand. Myself, can you still chase him overseas?"
No, I can't overseas, but I mean, he might run. I don't know. Who knows?
I think he will. Yeah,
but
I think he'll disappear.
No, I don't think so. There's no reason to.
Yeah, I don't think he will either. He's moved in with his boyfriend. He's got nowhere to go.
Well, and yeah, I mean, so he's going to take jobs under the table. What does he care? He's not going to. Yeah.
Because I don't think he'll try to make money on YouTube. Eventually, they'll take his money and give it to Steve, so it'll be like he's working for Steve.
Oh, you mean he'll try to avoid taxes?
I think yes, exactly. Atheism is Unstoppable had a question for you. He said, "Are you going to try?" Or he didn't say try. He said, "Are you going to reacquire your?"
Yeah, well, that was the first person's question, and I'll get that. I just want to tie a bow on the Godless Engineer thing. But like I said, I wanted people to know what I meant by engineer. There's reasons for that. Most people, I think, will agree with that. But Godless Engineer, I think, is one of the least skeptical people in the community. I think he's one of the least intelligent people in the skeptical community. He has no idea what he's talking about when he talks about physics or science or anything like that. I mean, he always just shuns it off to something like, oh, well, and shit. That's what he says.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will be calling him out a lot bigger than this. So no, those people are definitely have not been off my radar. It's just I got other things that I needed to get done first. But yeah, Godless Engineer, Kaitlyn, Chloe, you two will be held responsible in the future. Trust me. Mr. Atheist especially. He gets a special show dedicated especially to him if and when I get the NonSequitur Show back, calling him out because he, I think, is the most dirtiest of all of them, because I actually specifically gave him an open letter to try to recant and to backtrack on this and give him an out of my kindness of my heart, basically, to give him an out, and he spat in my face on it. He is disingenuous. He is dishonest. He knows Kyle did all these things. He didn't care. It was he did it to benefit his channel. Once it started being a detriment to his channel, then he backed off and said, I'm not going to have much to do with Kyle until this is resolved. What is resolved, and this part is resolved, damn well, Jimmy, that he I'm going to say it right now, fraudulently took the money, because it was fraud. I can say that now. Now, he used the word theft. He asked me one time, he said, Steve, do you think Kyle's a thief? Well, thief is a very specific legal term, and I told him I'm not going to use that term for legal reasons. He did commit fraud. He did commit what's called fraudulent conversion. He did commit breach of fiduciary duty. He did commit unjust enrichment. These are unequivocal. These are now court papers that have shown this demonstrably. There's no question about it whatsoever if you follow the evidence line. You don't even have to believe the papers. Just follow the evidence.
And the timer does stay up, by the way, because he hasn't gotten paid yet.
Yeah. So when it comes to the channel, well, yeah, but this is when he was going to pay me, just pay me where I didn't have to go to court. But NonSequitur Show, in the initial complaint, if you go read it, we had asked for part of the remedy to get the NonSequitur Show back to my name. So in the default judgment, once we have a default judgment, meaning he's barred, and there's an injunction against him filing anything. He can't file anything now. Now, the next thing that we're working on is, what do we ask the court for? Right? And we're going to ask the court to have the YouTube channel put back in my name. We're going to ask for the monetary settlement and maybe some other things. And then Kyle has 3 choices to make. He can make one of 3 choices. He can say, okay, and just do it all. And agree to to having a structured payment thing or something along those lines. Fair enough, which we all know probably he won't do because he's Kyle. Wait, I'm gonna use T-Jump's thing. That's just Kyle being Kyle.
Actually, that's the next. That leads into the next question.
Good. 2 is.
Since the
Well, hey, I got the other 2 out. So the second thing he could do is he could try to ask for something different. In which case he has to open the books. Because he says, well, I don't owe Steve that much. Okay, well, let's see the books and how much you owe him. Oh, I don't want to show you that. Okay, well, then screw you. Right? And
Christopher for 666 says, Godless Engineer is the walking definition of a headless chicken. Also, Steve, will you get NonSequitur Show back? Congrats, by the way.
Yeah, I'm asking. You missed one, by the way. I'm answering that.
I apologize.
Ex-Hindu atheist?
Yeah, you got it, Romy. What?
Ex-Hindu atheist.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
Yeah.
way Kyle filibuster when confronted was telling.
Yeah. Well, I know Kyle, and I know when he's not telling the truth. His voice cracks. He gets very pausing. You can tell he's thinking very carefully.
He's a shitty liar.
He's one of the worst. But so the third thing he could do is basically not comply to the court order, in which case there could be a contempt of court issued, which means that if he doesn't show the books or doesn't follow along with a payment plan, there could be what's called civil penalties and or criminal penalties.
Somebody asked if we were going to get a victory dance.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. Yeah.
It's going to be the Harlem Shake. Michael, for $2, says, oh, sorry, Michelle? I'm probably pronouncing your name. I apologize. Do you think T-Jump is going to admit you were right?
I think it's
Which is the other question.
Mikhail.
Mikhail.
Yeah.
Mikhail?
Mikhail. Good.
The other one is, since the court determines morality, has T-Jump apologized yet?
Okay, good questions. And by the way, no, I don't have the Non-Sequitur Show back yet, so I'm not asking anybody to go subscribe to it, but whatever. Okay, so T-Jump. I think T-Jump is going to be like, well, I never said Steve was wrong. I was just waiting for the evidence. T-Jump, you're a coward. You're a straight-up coward. Let's just call a spade here. You're absolutely a coward. You took no citing whatsoever on this after all the evidence was presented to you because you're a hate burner for me.
No stance is what he's going to say.
I didn't take a position.
The thing is that in doing that and the way he did it, he actually did take a stance.
He debated Reds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he took a stance. But it was on the wrong side. And the fact that I call him out on his epistemology, and I'm not the only one. His epistemology sucks. He's a horrible debater. Let's be realistic here. But his epistemology is just crap. And he'll be like, well, Steve doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, blah. Okay, great. The difference is I actually talk to actual philosophers who think otherwise. You don't. Every philosopher I've talked to, T-Jump, thinks you're just incompetent. All of them. If you find one that doesn't, let me know. I will have a conversation with them. But all the ones I've talked to so far.
We're going to be able to take T-Jump's book and treat it the same way as Anthony Riley's paper, as we're going to just be able to spell check the shit out of it.
By the way,
he's writing a book. Oh my!
Yeah, but Uni, that's why he's doing this.
You are
I know.
So well
I was going to add that in. I've been looking at his channel. He started to, and you can go to T-Jump's channel and look at his, video posting, his little bit of his analytics. He's trying to use his involvement in this to propel a YouTube career. 100%.
Right. Absolutely. Yes,
Jackalope for 5 says, "Now comes the true resurrection. Congrats, Steve."
Thank you. T-Jump is, a non-factor to me. I've already shown that he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, and people want to listen to him over me, be my guest. But yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's just going to be like, well, I never really said, anything on either side.
Never said that.
Yeah. You guys do what you want on it. You want to believe T-Jump, be my guest. I just think he's inept, so.
I've got him recorded, so it's okay. I'll do a video on him too. I don't like the guy.
I actually almost bought Cool Ranch Doritos, but these ones are all dressed because I'm Canadian. What was the ruling on the suit?
What on the suit that he's wearing on the lawsuit?
$400.
They were more than $12 probably. That was the ruling.
I do believe the ruling on the suit is that any of the blue ones are going to me.
Yeah, he could sell his wardrobe, pay me off.
Did Kyle represent himself? No, Kyle didn't have any representation.
Kyle had no representation whatsoever, himself nor lawyer.
What was the timeline now that we can, if we have any of that information?
On August 29th, he was served. And once you get served your complaint, you have 30 days. And these are not business days. These are 30 calendar days to file a response. Okay. A lawyer would file a response. And he even said, I'm not representing myself. I have, of course I've already responded. I would be a fool not to, or something along those lines. He told a bunch of people. I have the audio recording for that. And this was on, I believe, Tuesday of the following week. I think it was served on a Thursday or Friday. And then the following week he had an audio hangout, or 2 weeks later he had an audio hangout, I think it was. A couple weeks later he had an audio hangout, and then he told people that he had filed. I asked my lawyer that day, is there any evidence that he's filed on this? He's like, no, I'll get electronically from the courts that he's filed. basically the same way you guys are getting notifications now of if you sign up for the service thing for the North Carolina courts, they'll let you know when there's documentations being processed. He'll get something like that instantly. He never did. And I said, well, if Kyle does it himself, how does this work? He said, well, he has to do this, this, and this, and I'll still get noticed. But he said if he has a lawyer and he hasn't filed on this, then that lawyer is just either non-existent or incompetent. I mean, it's just one or the other. And I'm going to guess non-existent. Now, I could be wrong in that. I don't have evidence he didn't have a lawyer. What I have evidence for that I can prove is he didn't file. But if he had a lawyer, he would have filed, I would imagine. So you guys draw your own conclusion. I think it's a reasonable assessment to make if you're doing some induction here with all the previous evidence and all the previous lies that he didn't have a lawyer. So I'm confident that he didn't, but I cannot actually demonstrate to you that he didn't, besides the fact he didn't file with one.
Super chats real quick before the next question. Godless Scummer for £5. Hi, just gone 1 a.m. here. Glad I woke up for this. Congratulations, Steve. Mr. Atheist can go suck a dick. Astronomy Live for $2. Have a drink on me for your victory. Cheers,
Thank
Steve.
you.
Hi, Astronomy Live.
Thank you, Al. You're the man.
John Park for $1.99. Can you repo the equipment Kyle bought from with non-sequitur money? That's a good question.
I think it's
actually.
gone.
I got more to add on that, actually.
Hold on before we get there. Chris for $5. Congratulations, Steve. We'll need to do another Provencio lunch to celebrate. Michael, the Canadian atheist, you did it, brother. And I'm all caught up.
You missed one. Bragwin says, did you get more than 5% of the winnings, Steve?
Oh, sorry, I did miss one.
Yeah. Yes, Chris. By the way, Chris took me and a friend of mine out to Prochivo, which is a middle Mexican restaurant that around the corner. Great time. It was the first time I actually had a fan go out of their way to come visit me. Other than like Gary, which is a Colorado biker prepper, not doxing, people know his name. I'm very careful using first names.
How many days total?
But Chris actually visited me. It was fun. With I think his girlfriend or fiance. She should be your fiance by now. But thank you for that, Chris. I would love to take you guys out anytime you're back down here to Prochivo. Best Mexican food on the planet. But anyway, sidetrack. Yeah, I haven't got any obviously money because I have to ask the court for what I'm due. Now I know that I'm due at least 30,000 plus. That's just straight what he owes me by 50-50 split. But we asked for 3 times that, and the reason we asked for 3 times that is because under North Carolina state statutes, which you can go read, when somebody asks for the books and they don't show and they're withheld from somebody, you can sue for treble damages. That's what we did. We're suing for treble damages. Plus, we're also suing for court costs. People say, well, in America, you pay your own legal costs. That's usually true, but it's not true in this case because under the business venture we had, because he committed fraud and breach of fiduciary duty, we can actually recoup legal costs from him as well. And that's also under North Carolina's general statutes. So all these people that said they were knowing the law, Steve can't do this, Steve can't do that, you were all fucking wrong. Every one of you. All of you.
Letty for $1.99 says, I'm poor, but Steve needs a golden victory Yoshi. I agree.
Thank you. I don't want, if you're poor, I know what it's like to be poor because I've been poor up the last 3 months. 3 months, last 3 months I started getting income. So,
roughly what are the legal fees going to be, do you think?
I'm going to guess around $5,000 so far, and probably double that. Well, we're not going to be double that, but it's going to be more than that. We're done because we still have paperwork to file. So, but I think right now we're probably up to several thousands of dollars. Yeah, this is why he didn't think I was going to file because I didn't have $5,000 at the time.
Surely, Godless Engineer and his caretaker will apologize now. Uncle Ned, congratulations are in order.
Thank you, Ned.
And the ex-Hindu atheist for 2 says unsubscribed Mr. Atheist when he didn't confront Kyle.
Yeah.
Next question is, if you get the Non-Sequitur Show back, do you get to keep the music? I was always rather fond of that.
I think Bullinator has all the assets. We're going to discuss that. If I get I want to take it in a different direction, but similar direction. I've done a lot of stuff on this channel. I want to get rid of all that crap that Kyle was doing because that was just crap. We all knew this.
There's a lot of extra stuff, yeah.
I told him this. I said, this is crap. It started, a few episodes were good here and there, but then it just dived into full-on SJW, and it was all about gay pride. It was all about his dating thing. And, that a little bit that goes a long way. And so we're going to have a meeting and discuss that. I have some trusted, confidant people that we're going to be working on this as a group, and we're going to go back to this whole. The Non-Sequitur Show was the show of the fans, and that's how I wanted it. And we're definitely going to try here. But again, I got to get the channel back as soon as we file to the court the mandatory order for Kyle to transfer back in my name. You'll see it come up from North Carolina Superior Court. I'll let you guys know. And if he doesn't follow through on that, he will be held in contempt, which can be civilly and criminally charged, because that is a order from the court to actually do it. He would be wise to just go ahead and do it now, because the more he prolongs this, the more it looks even worse for him. Because
the worse it is,
right? Yeah. Because it costs more money, and if he wants to be a dick about everything and just prolong it, that's fine. It goes worse to him because his credibility is zero now, except for the people like Derek Raw, the people like Amorosa Moon, the people like Heretic, the people like all those people that are all in his corner and stuff like that. Their reputations are ruined as well. So
wait. That's news
not
to
that
me.
Heretic had any reputation, but whatever.
That's news to me. Since when did they have reputation?
Yeah, I was gonna say they really didn't. So much backstory there.
Feline said, so on the note of filing for bankruptcy, what I read, it can be discharged if you don't convince the court. So if you get notified if Kyle wants to be discharged, to object.
Yeah, you have to object. I know how it works. You have to object to it, and then we show him the court papers saying that he committed breach of fiduciary duty and fraud, and we request they not be discharged. No courts the courts are not going to discharge that kind of debt. It's very, very unlikely.
But Cobb asked if I like fish sticks. No, I really don't. Do you guys like fish sticks?
I like fish sticks, but I'm a fish stick sucker. Yeah.
Something about gay fish. I don't know.
Yeah, you're gay fish.
Oh boy.
Can you charge interest for inflation over the course of repayment?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. Everything has interest. Are you kidding?
Is there anything that you can tell us now that you couldn't tell us before?
Ooh.
Not really. I've been, I not that off the top of my head. I mean, I've really been transparent.
The main thing you haven't said is you've gone out of your way to make sure you didn't say anything bad about Kyle.
Yeah, there was nothing slanderous.
Are you still in a position where you can't say that, or can you talk shit?
No, I can talk shit all I want, but the thing is, but you know what? I really don't want to. I'm gonna take the high road on this. I'm gonna let other people do that if they want.
There's a line really right now.
I got 700 people watching. 700 people watching. They can make up their own minds on these things. I can't do any more damage to Kyle's reputation than he's done to himself and the people that have followed him, like Jimmy.
Nothing's more of a vindicator than success. I mean, this hasn't even been. It would have been. I mean, he didn't even show up with a lawyer, which means he's been lying about having a lawyer from day one.
Yep.
He probably lied about having an accountant from day one. Everybody who believed he was
interested
in solving this in any way whatsoever. This is what we're going to be focusing on. From day one, it all had to be lies.
Yeah, did I not say, though, he always used the words the CPA or the accountant? He never gave me a name.
Yeah.
Never. And we'll get into something else here in a second. Do the super chats.
Let me throw one more question.
Oh, good scotch. Tastes so good.
Since Steve won, does that mean the judge ordered Kyle to turn control over for non-sec?
I've already explained that. Not yet.
Yep. When will there be a court judgment? What is the timeline?
Could be weeks or a month. I don't know.
And last question until super chats, and then I'll go back and get the rest of the questions. Twitwit, doesn't Kyle have to pay for Steve's attorney fees too?
I answered, that already, but yes, there's actually more super chats than that.
Yeah, that wasn't super chats. That was just the last couple questions.
Oh, okay.
So Kwasa for 5,000. Oh my God, sitting in the dark with that hat and that beard. I thought Uni was GE for a moment.
Oh, wow! Not an insult at all.
GE lost a lot of weight and turned in his ukulele for what could be confused for a kazoo.
Ooh.
Hey, heathens, how you doing?
How y'all doing?
That's funny, actually.
Pretty good.
I like that.
Somebody asked if we can get the old Discord back. No, we're not gonna. Who cares about? We'll make a new Discord.
Yeah, that's irrelevant.
If it's
I've
really
got a Discord. I got the Great Debate Community Discord. It's all set up.
Your Discord is shit.
Well, yeah, but I can change the name on it if I need to.
Get the fuck out of here. Me and Bool will do that. Don't worry about it.
See, she's already trying to take my shit. You see this?
Shut up, Steve. You hate Discord.
I really do.
Were the $12 suits part of the lawsuit?
It should be. I need some.
Oh, do I need? Apparently, I need to do my own sex dance.
That's gonna be for the private Patreon show.
No, the SEX or the SEK. This is the one that Team Skeptic does.
I'm just saying that I'm having a Patreon meeting this Saturday. I think Chester's going to be there. Certain things may be revealed. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm talking about the suit here, people. You dirty-minded people, man. I wouldn't
streaming to Pornhub.
I would not pimp Chesh out like that. Besides, she's already allocated that for GoFundMe fundraiser thing. Go ahead.
Monkey for $5. Any measure in place to prevent him from deleting the channel? I don't think he can delete the channel. I think anything that was supposed to be saved or needed to be saved has already been downloaded.
Yeah. I don't know if did I upload it? I don't think I uploaded it. I will upload documents in a little while. I have an injunction called a pre-litigation injunction that has informed him that he is unable to change anything on the channel, that he is unable to modify it, to delete comments, to do anything to it. If you haven't noticed, comments haven't really been deleted lately. He hasn't streamed to the channel. He hasn't done anything in 3 weeks. He got this about 3 weeks ago. Coincidence? I don't know. But
he also said he was going to stream October 1st, I think, didn't he?
No, I thought September.
No,
last day of September, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, surprise, surprise, Kyle lied. Larry Walter Jr. for $10. Congrats, Steve. I'm glad you are seeing positive results. Looking forward to your continued success.
Thank you. I'll show the whole letter because I haven't uploaded.
Are you getting the channel back? We don't know yet. Most likely, but we don't know yet. I do believe is the short version of that.
Yeah.
Almost certain.
It's pretty well certain I will be. It's just a matter of when and how.
When Steve wins the rights back, will he fix the Non-Sequitur Show podcast on Spotify?
Oh yeah, I got. We're that's a different thing. I don't know what we're gonna do with the podcast thing. I honestly, I've yet to really. The lawyer knows about it, but it hasn't really been my primary consideration because that can fall under other things. So my main goal was for the channel monies, and then we'll figure out the other things as we go. So I don't have an answer to that one yet.
Does YouTube know about the court case?
Yes, I believe they do. I know that I've contacted them, and I know that my lawyers contacted them. We also have the litigation hold letter that they, I believe, I'm pretty sure I sent to them, but I'm pretty sure the lawyer did for certain. But I think I did too, but I don't remember where I sent it to. I think I sent it to the copyright department, and I don't know if they handle that. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys the litigation hold letter right now.
Somebody asked if I can do music. I do dabble. I have access to a keyboard again and a piano, so maybe I'll put something together. No, probably not. I suck. God's Auditor for $5 says, drink scotch from a mug bothers a few of us. Set of tumblers are now in the mail.
I have one tumbler.
To be fair, it is a special occasion that he is drinking from the mug.
This is a smug.
It's the smug. Yeah. It's specifically the smug.
I have a tumbler, so save that. I don't really need tumblers, to be honest with you. I have a tumbler for scotch. It's buried somewhere.
Did Steve win in court? No, it didn't go to court. Will you be removing products for sale with both of your likenesses?
We're going to be working on that as well.
If we get the Teespring back, I'm just gonna make them better. It's just gonna be better.
I think getting
all
any
that.
of those other things back is going to be really, really hard because they weren't inclted in the. So you'd have to start over.
Well, no, the Teespring was, but
Teespring was included in the.
We'll figure. Yeah, well, I think it was. Yeah, it was specifically mentioned in the complaint, but we'll have to see on that again. I don't have an answer on that as of yet. So that's.
Well, it was mentioned, but you didn't ask for it back in the complaint. You just asked for the YouTube channel back.
All right, I'm gonna go pee. I'll be back in a second. I don't trust you guys. Show them the litigation paperwork stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now.
Well, they asked if you were going to delete the Mr. Atheist stuff on non-sec.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sneezing. I can't mute in time. What? I'm sorry, what?
No, they asked if you were going to delete the Mr. Atheist stuff on non-sec, but I think that falls under
I'm not
new content.
I'm not deleting anything. I want everything as a record. What I want is Mr. Atheist I want his fans to know what happened. I'm not going to give up on that because he's isolated his fans. I got 700 people watching. You all can let his fans know exactly what a pile of crap that he is, that he stood by somebody who knew was committing fraud and he didn't give a shit. His ethics are in the toilet as far as I'm concerned. But let me show this litigation letter. I'll just do it as a display capture. All right. So here you go. This is the letter that we sent. This was dated August 29th. Actually, it was a while ago. This is the first one we sent. This is a pretty allegation notice to hold and preserve data. There's actually 2 letters we sent. And I'll upload this to the my OneDrive and I'll put that out there. So this is basically saying that all electronic files, hardware, emails, internet activity, anything like that cannot be removed. Preservation compliance. So we did send him this litigation letter. The other one I will show you is much more recent. But because what happened was I was like, I'm worried he might try to delete stuff, and my lawyer took care of that. So I will show you that right now. I think it's nope. I got to find it. One sec. Nope. By the way, Unirock, you got anything you want to add real quick while I'm looking for this?
No, I mean, I was going to early. Oh, go ahead if you found it.
No.
Okay. I was going to say that, the whole reason behind the Godless Engineer part, and I'm sorry to stick on it, but I used to watch the guy, and I know that they gained a lot. What you notice is from Mr. Atheist to Godless Engineer, and then even T-Jump a little bit, they tend to go in, they ask themselves, what's going to damage my channel and what's not, and then they behave that way every single time, with every tweet, with every decision they've made, and I think that shows a lot. It shows why they have so many subs, I think, too, and it shows how where their minds really
they're worried about their brand more than ethics. And
exactly.
I'm the opposite. I worry more about ethics than the brand. I've got shat on recently, obviously. People were trying to smear me and failed miserably with the whole rape apologist shit. They got their ass handed up there, to them. But Chester's dog's going nuts.
Or something, if they were a different type of content, it wouldn't matter. But they literally call out who they say are wrong people, dumb people, and flat earthers, and they're acting worse than flat earthers in this situation. I don't know how they don't see it, but whatevs.
Well, because
you got a
they
question
don't want
if your lawyer got trolled, which may be a reference to Kyle saying that he didn't want to give away his lawyer's name because he was afraid of trolling,
which is absolutely asinine. Absolutely, my things went public. It has my lawyer's information on there.
Oh, and I guess we missed some super chats. We've got some complaints that some super chats have been missed.
All right, can you go through that, or is she back yet?
I don't have access.
Where is this litigation letter?
I just went to the back door. You haven't put the keys on yet. Oh, sorry. It's okay.
We can hear you.
But he's still there. There you go.
Can you mute her?
Yeah,
I think you can mute her.
I think I can.
Okay, I did find one. So, Kratus Descendant Game Channel asked for $5. What is the catalyst for all of this?
Greed? I don't know. I think it's ego. Straight up ego. Blind narcissism. And I've said that a year ago with him.
I thought it meant like all of it, as in like he just woke up from a coma and had no idea that this has been going on. No, I
mean, I think this all boils down to Kyle's ego and narcissism, and that people like GE, KC, and Kaitlyn fed into it. And I think they actively fed into it. Believe what you want, that's my belief. But I do think that they basically convinced him that he was better off without me, that he was doing all the work, that he was the show. He can say otherwise. They can say otherwise. I'm not going to believe them. Sorry.
I'm going to disagree with you, and the reason I say that is because it looks to me, by all the documentation that I've seen, that he was never intending to pay you from the beginning, and he was going to have to do this at some point, whether they were talking in his ear or not.
I don't know about that, but I mean that's your call. But I can tell you right now, do you believe that they actively tried to have him marginalize me? I do.
I think they did. Whether they did it
explicitly or instantly,
yeah.
Both.
I don't think it was as explicit as.
Nick thinks it's both. Nick thinks that they were whispering in his ear to do that to you, but also he wanted to do it to you anyway, so it was not necessary for have them whispering, but it was good to have backup.
Well, he was going to get rid of. I think he was going to get rid of. I mean, look, he didn't file any of the paperwork. He's been lying since day one.
Yes.
Period.
Mhm.
About everything.
Oh,
He was going to have to get rid of Steve. It was going to have to happen because Steve was eventually going to ask about the money. So it doesn't matter who was whispering in his ear or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they
I
weren't
agree
doing
too.
it, but
I want to add on that. This is a must. By the way, I can't find that other letter, but you guys don't. Whatever. You know that we filed a letter for pre-litigation hold. It's not relevant. But I think you're right on that to some degree, and you know why? Kyle ages ago, and I have a record of all this. Anybody wants to see it, they can. But I have a record of him saying when he started getting all pissy, and he was drinking heavily and having depression, and I said, you need to take a step back and think about things. But he's like, well, if you want to dissolve this, and this was really early on. This was back early in 2018, and I think it was like May or something or March, and he said, well, that's easy to do. I'll just dissolve this. I'm like, okay, but you're talking like we have a DBA here. You never filed the DBA. He's like, no, I filed the DBA. I didn't file the LLC because we both agreed we did not need an LLC. Which, by the way, certain people have said, hey, Steve's an idiot not having an LLC. You are the idiots because you don't obviously know what an LLC is for. An LLC, and I took business regulatory environment. An LLC is something you have when you have certain assets you want to protect from any kind of civil litigation due to any kind of issue with the company. You're protected your own assets. I didn't have any assets to protect. He didn't really have anything to protect. We both agreed we did not need an LLC. So I'm just going to call her out. Mel, the scientist, was condemning me, saying, "Well, I'm not going to listen to somebody who doesn't know, how."
Sorry, who was that?
Mel, the scientist.
Mel?
Yeah, scientist Mel.
Oh my God! You mean the bitch who misrepresented what I said about rape statistics,
That
and
one-
then
that-
decided,
that-
and then when she called me
Yeah,
out,
that
I was
one.
like, "Bitch, where?" And then she immediately ran away like a little bitch.
Yeah, she was telling people some very false information, and she even said, well, Steve's an idiot for not having an LLC, and I'm not going to trust anybody who didn't know this. Well, even my lawyer's like, what the hell do you need an LLC for? And I'm like, exactly. So we didn't need any of that, but he said he filed the DBA. And I was like, this leads into where I was telling him, how'd you file the DBA without my signature? I asked you, I wanted to review it. You were supposed to snail mail me the document so I could review it to see how it would affect me, right? I wanted to look things over. This goes back to the whole medical thing.
Who said I was sexting the pizza guy?
And he told me he filed the DBA. He did not file the DBA. He lied to me about that. He absolutely lied about that. And
then he said he signed for you, which is another.
No, worse than that. I swear to God, I have this, and you've seen it. I said, how did you sign my name to a fictitious business license for the people who don't know or overseas?
Yes.
He said, well, you signed figuratively.
I remember that. That was like, oh my God.
Mikey said for $5, buy yourself a drink. I'm not sure where we are in the super chat, so I just went back as far as I could. I'm sorry you can't see Puck because Puck has to be downstairs and I'm currently upstairs. How dare you, Smitty, say bad things about my dog? Sorry, I'm just rushing through these real quick. I think Steve should send Mr. Atheist an autographed copy of the document. Somebody asked if a prostitute is a dick engineer. Rodent said, I think Kyle was trying to find a replacement. If I'm not mistaken, now I might be wrong about this, but if you go and look back at NonSequitur, and you look at who's showing up, it looks like Shannon was supposed to be the replacement for Steve. If I had to guess, but I'm just guessing.
KC was definitely involved in that.
Yeah.
Kaitlyn, Chloe, definitely.
Chesh, I dare you to try and make your elbows touch from behind. I will make the attempt momentarily. Toilet paper with Kyle's face on it. That would be pretty funny. I bet Kyle lied about doing the artwork and the music too. That should move Steve up.
Oh, yes.
That should move Steve up to 50% or higher.
I have not told you guys this. I actually had people message and have comments of people saying, Kyle, you stole this from me. You asked to use my stuff. I didn't give you permission to use it anyways. I actually had, there was a couple people, and if you're out there, please message me about this.
Email me.
But I will find one of them specific. I don't remember his name, but other people said some things too, that he was using layout formulated stuff. He was taking things from other people. But there was one person especially that said that he just ripped them off. And I'll find that for you guys. So Yeah.
If you
check
find that
Steve.
before
Check
like
your
10:30, let me know.
check your Twitter, Steve. Also check your Twitter DMs. Touch my elbows
what'd
together.
you
behind
send
my
me?
back. Something, I'm sure. Okay, you guys think I can touch my elbows behind my back? I don't know. Well, he's checking his DMs. Let's find out. So I can get to about there. I don't know how far back I am. Am I close? Did I make it? Did I do it?
You're close.
That's as close as I can get.
Who's this person that wants in?
It's Chris.
Which Chris? There's a lot of Chris's.
Biblical history.
Okay, that guy.
Jesus
Christ, dude hasn't been around.
Wow.
He
He's
kind of
off of Twitter for like 3 weeks, and it's
he kind of vanished off the planet.
New Twitter, who dis?
He kind of vanished.
Blank and ship for $9.99. Get a literal drink. Stay away from that figurative stuff.
I can add. I think I have Chris on here, don't I?
You should.
I don't think I do. Do you have Chris?
God's auditor, if you think I fell for that and that wasn't something I was well aware of, I pray for your soul.
No doubt. She's naive, but she's not that. She's naive in the way you want her to be naive. All right, I'm gonna
F in the chat for my brains, I guess, or the expectation.
Tell Chris, or if he's listening, I will send him the link directly. You know, if somebody was in a super secret group that we had, he would have already had the link, but whatever. What is he under now? The unicorn something or other, isn't it?
See the unicorn. Do you want me to send it? Send me the link and I'll send it to him.
All right, that might be easier.
Jesus.
There you go. That's
Steve, you're falling apart.
Yeah, well, I'm a little excited, man. And not because you were trying to touch your elbows behind your back.
I will take care of it. Trading Steve for Casey is like trading your house for a tent.
Yeah. And then Casey, okay, here's the thing. Casey's like going around saying, well, I never accused Steve of fraud or anything like this. Bullshit, you didn't. And let me touch on this, so the timeline on this, because people, and I have, again, all this in chronological order. In 2007.
Hold on a sec. Landon wants in. Can I?
Yeah.
All right. Actually, I don't have.
Send
it
to
him.
I'll give him. I will give him the link. I have it right here.
All right.
Up. So in 2007, when we started figuring out what we needed, when we were talking about the LLCs and all that kind of stuff, I had let him know that I had some medical stuff that I was trying to take care of down here. That was it. That was all really I kind of told him. I didn't give any details, but I said I need to look over the paperwork. I need to see how this affects me, and I need to see if it's worth going through all this. If not, it's not a big deal. I didn't think we were going to be making that much, right? We didn't think we were making $5,000 a month, kind of thing. And I said, but I do want to look over the paperwork. No, I even said I need to look it over. He never sent it to me. This is what I'm saying. I was expecting it in a snail mail. It was never sent to me. Months later, right? He was telling me, hey, if we want to dissolve this, I just have to take your name off the DBA. And I'm like, what DBA? You didn't file any DBA. I showed in Twitter, you guys have a copy of the DBA. I actually showed it. But he emailed it to me, but he didn't snail mail it to me to sign. And it even says general partnership, right? So this was intent of a general partnership. But I was like, I never signed that. You never sent it to me. This is when he said, well, you signed it figuratively. And he submitted it, which means that I thought he forged my name to it. Come to find out, he didn't forge my name. He didn't submit it. He lied about that. But I was like, do you understand?
Oh, what? No.
Hang on. Let me finish this. This is critical. Do you understand that if you filed a DBA and I didn't know about it and my name's on that and I didn't do the taxes right, I'm fucked?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was concerned about. Now, I didn't release that information. I didn't release that DBA until just recently. But he sent me. Okay? But I was concerned. I was like, I even told him numerous times, again, I have all these correspondence. We have to make sure taxes are done right. I said, I screwed up on taxes on state once a decade ago. I'm never going to do it again. It was horrific. They got their money. Most people that have come to me have seen all these correspondences. They know I'm telling the truth from day one. This is why they believe me.
Landon for $10 Canadian. Chester's broke the internet trying to touch her elbows behind her back. Giggity.
We're going to make a whole video on that. That's going to be a GIF. Yeah.
I will, if we get to that point and I get to the bottom of this beer, I will do us a victory dance. All right, I'll stand up and everything. It'll be great.
So that's the story on that. This is when Kyle took that story. He knew he couldn't pay me, I think, and what he did is he took that and he tried to run into a narrative of oh, Steve's committing tax evasion, Steve's committing fraud. Completely bullshit. He knew from day one there was never any potential for fraud. I want to make sure everything was right. What was scaring me is when he says he had a DBA with my name on it, which means there's income to be reported that I'm not aware of from a DBA, because a DBA is a business license. It wouldn't be under my personal income. I would have to have a separate thing for the business, which would have been fine if I would have known about it. But you can't file something in something else's name for a fictitious business license and not tell them. That's forgery. That's fraud.
Cash a lot for $5 said, just wondering if the non-sec brand has been permanently damaged. Yes, but that doesn't mean it's not recoverable.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes and no. I think Kyle has been permanently damaged.
Oh, absolutely. Jess, PHP for 250. I don't know what PHP is. Can't watch live. I'm in a rule. Oh, the Philippines. Thank you for answering my question within your super chat.
Kamusta.
But I'm also happy to read the title. Can't wait to download and view this video. Love you all. Have a great show. Thank you.
You are very Maganda.
Do I need to try and copy Team Skeptic's dance?
I don't know. Let's get Landon in here real quick. Landon.
Oh, I don't think he'll. Hold on, I'm adding him.
All right, I will add him NDI, but yeah, I know how to say like ni hao ma, wo ani, kamustaka. No, that's Chinese. No, kamustaka.
Ni hao.
Ni hao is Chinese, but
It's not letting me add him, so someone else is going to have to do it because I don't think I have him on my thing.
oh, he's trying to call. I see what's happening. Okay, let me fix this. Yeah, kamustaka is how are you? Wo ani means no wait.
Konnichiwa.
What is it? Ilan no kana. That means what's your name?
Oh,
Now-
hi.
Ilan kana is what's your name?
Hola.
Kamustaka is how are you? Muth is pretty. Now I'm calling Landon.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depending on our time zone. Hello, sir. Congratulations. Hello there.
Hi, Landon, how are you?
Let me get Landon in here real quick. Landon, they should be able to hear you now.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone and latitude. And congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. And by the way, I know you had an echo. I just got rid of they heard you. So thank you very much. Appreciate it, my friend. You're one of my besties. Love you, Smug.
Thank you. And there's a nice burrowing owl, Canadian wine.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still drinking this fine scotch, but it's getting down to the bottom, so I will buy myself a bottle now because I can. But anyways, what other questions we got? Like I said, if you are doing a story on this, and by the way, I would like everybody who watches this video to make a video about this and use it to your own advantage. Be my guest. But tell the story because this should never happen to anybody. And people have asked me, would I do anything different? No, I wanted to have something with a handshake. I wanted to have a business deal with a handshake kind of thing because that's how I want to operate. I want to be able to trust people. I want to believe people are overall ethical. I even have screenshots telling Kyle I trusted him 100%. You know.
Yeah. Well, I read those too. Yeah. I saw your
message. I was like, that didn't age well, right?
Sad.
Yeah. but there was nothing I could have done different because people have to realize, even if I had a written contract, which by the way, we have written correspondence on this. Written correspondence of 50%, that's all easily demonstrated. So he can't even argue against that. But if somebody said, well, why didn't you have a formal written? Would it have made a difference? It doesn't preclude somebody from being unethical. We had a verbal with written correspondence, which will work in any court of law. Anyone. Okay? So even my lawyer said many people do it that way. They do it on a handshake, do it on a verbal correspondence. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason to have it all drawn up, in format, have LLCs. Like, you don't need any of that. So that's why I don't think I would have done anything different. What I probably should have done different, though, if I had to pick one thing, is I know Bullinator Reds were really trying to get me to confront Kyle. And
confront him earlier.
Confront him earlier. And although there's reasons why I didn't, because I wanted my ducks in a row, and it wasn't that I was scared of him, is that I was really hoping that he would not go down this path. I was really hoping he would.
Also didn't know what the repercussions of the watchers were going to be, right? That was the thing that Kyle overestimated.
I didn't want to hurt the fans.
You underestimated, and Kyle overestimated.
Yeah.
And really quick, they were muting people in the NonSequitur Show Discord.
Right now?
Team Skeptic dance, please. Yeah, currently. I'll do the Team Skeptic dance, but somebody needs to just send me a link to it on Twitter because I haven't seen it in a while. So if somebody can DM me what it looks like, I will do my best to copy it.
Do it again.
All right, so let me get this straight here. So people are in Discord right
Elbow
now,
for the win.
and people unmute people. Oh, by the way, I mean, they probably blocked, I would say, a couple hundred people from the live chat on that channel.
Oh yeah.
I mean, easily.
Hi Chris, you're looking fabulous.
Chris, you have to unmute real quick, Chris.
You're muted.
God damn it! I was being all nice and everything.
Do you still love me, Chris? Because I still love you, man. I know you've been having stuff you've been going through, but you know I adore you, right?
I love you
All
too,
right, thank
Steve.
you. I don't want you ever to be mad at me.
Hello there.
I'm just pissed off with the rest of the atheist
Oh,
community.
welcome to
I
my...
want if Chris is gonna be mad at me, I would love it, but I want it in like the right kind of mad. If you know
By the
what I
way,
mean.
Chris, a great job last Sunday. Thanks for helping us out.
Oh yeah, I think I'll actually be on this Sunday as well. I think Lawrence is wanting to have me for like every single episode of Job.
Oh, well, you know your shit.
Going through the reading the Bible, and I was on last week.
Look at Chris is like the Landon of history. It's the biblical history stuff.
He's amazing.
He is amazing.
Oh yes, we're all so thrilled with how much he
Don't
knows.
hate. Haters gotta hate, man.
Listen, Nick's just pissed.
You need to calm down. You need to
His
calm down.
memes.
Well,
Nick has to up his meme game because Chris is on his ass, and it's fantastic.
Hey, Nick, at least you don't have an entire little booklet out that's now published out against you on your biblical history. Just
oh Jesus.
yeah, I heard you had some haters.
oh yeah, I got a number of haters for doing that to Arn.
Yeah, I know. Well, welcome to my
But
world.
I've sold over 300 copies of it, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's so weird because you go after Arn for his bad history, bad philosophy, and all the people that are critical thinkers lose all ability to think critically. That's like we must be the people in the wrong, but go. You know, Arn, who, by the way, I do have a lot of respect for, but he just sucks at certain topics. He can't be wrong, right? It's like, oh, come on, people. That's tribalism at its finest.
Christopher Diaz for 199 says, feels good to have Chris on. Somebody else also said, Chris, be mad at me. I need a spanking.
By the way, Chris, did you happen to watch the other night Drunken Peasants?
I have not yet.
Watch it. It was David Silverman was on, and they had specifically asked me if I wanted to join that, and I've already reached out to David Silverman. He's going to be on this channel next week, guys.
Apparently, NonSequitur Show is going live in an hour.
What? Oh my goodness. Drama.
Yeah, drama.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we'll touch on that in a second. But anyways, watch The Drunken Peasants. It was a good episode. There were some haters, but overall, with really good reviews. Because David and I actually got along very, very well. I've told him I'm not going to be interested in talking about the atheist agnostic stuff until he's ready. I'm not going to push him on it. But he has other stuff he's going to do.
Apparently there's an echo coming for me.
There's always an echo coming from you.
Whenever somebody comes in.
I haven't touched a damn thing.
No, this is on your end because all the other things are closed.
Bullshit.
Would this be a suitable time for a rum and coke?
I'm having
Yes.
well, I'm drinking now. This is my rum and coke.
This is a rum and coke, absolutely.
I mentioned that because I actually have, I had to buy actual real coke for their time in decades, and I got some up there, and I need to consume it, so I figure.
Do it.
Yeah, let's do it. By the way, I do want to thank Michael from the Canadian Atheist. I spoke with him the other day. He actually put in some good words with David for me. I think he patched things up and explained a lot of things. Thank you very much. We were on his podcast not too long ago, and I think he got, he said 11,000 downloads, so that's probably more than that now. David Silverman beat us with like 60, but he said that was 11,000 is pretty good for his podcast. So
NonSequitur Show live. Load the cannons. $2.
What?
now here's the thing. Let's make predictions. We have literally almost 700 people watching this. What do you
Shut up, Weingar. It's not me. I haven't changed anything. Chris came in and then I got an echo. It's not my fault. Steve's got something wrong on his NDI.
I've closed all the other NDIs.
Steve, what you need to do, well, if you do start non-sec, and if Chesh is going to be involved, you need to have a contract, and it needs to state that she is responsible for 90% of the blame for anything that goes wrong.
Damn right.
It's got to be 95%.
Blame the woman. All right, there you go. I'm sorry. I did have Chris's thing open.
See, I told you it wasn't me.
The woman's always right. God damn it. Right?
Good job.
Now did he cut out?
Love you, Red Eye.
Did Red Eye come in? Landon, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Landon.
It's just you, Steve.
I can hear her.
You can hear Landon?
It's just
Yeah.
you, Steve.
What the fuck? I can hear everybody but Landon.
Oh, that makes me sad.
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
There we go.
I was saying
Weird.
Red Eye was flooding us in his congratulations and
Oh, thank you, Red Eye.
if you could
I love Red Eye.
see the
All right.
I was gonna say that the reason Steve couldn't hear him is because only the rest of us believe in the true power of Landon.
I mean,
Oh, bull! I'm a true Landon believer. Come on.
Spirit Flame, $2. Congrats, Steve. Love your appearance on Drunken Peasants.
Thank you.
Michael, the Canadian Atheist, for $2. Chris, those Jesus books are making my head hurt.
I'm going to throw.
Here, okay, here. Let me turn it so that you can look at all of my ancient Near East books instead.
yes.
I'm going to.
He's got a great library.
I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna toss out my Patreon in the live chat. And ask.
Or I can turn
people-
it up. You can look at my Lord of the Rings collection.
I'm gonna ask people. Patreon is my main thing right now. It's going to be several months if I ever even see a dime, if not longer, from Non-Sequitur. So I'm living off my Patreon. It fluctuates a lot. So if anybody wants to be a new Patreon, please. We have a lot of things coming up here and a lot of angry typing from people.
Yeah, it's just me.
While I'm trying to actually shill for myself because
I'm sorry. Because your shilling is more important than the people's questions, Steve.
We'll get to the questions. But no, I want to thank my patrons that have been with me. I try to give them some special stuff. News, ahead of time, and so I'm probably gonna be doing more stuff along those lines and some other things I can give them for some benefits, and also doing the Saturdays things with you, Chesh. We'll do the meets and greets, and but I have a feeling that Non-Sequitur, if I get it back, can be salvaged. But until then, this is what I'm living off of. So anybody who wants to be a patron, I do appreciate every dime. $5, $1, $10,
Don't give
billion.
him anything.
Oh, by the way, I owe you money too. By the way, Chef.
You do?
Yeah, I owe you like $5
Oh, okay.
with interest. Are you gonna sue me for it? Go ahead, sue me.
For how much interest? Like
Yeah, but
200
only if you have a lawyer, right?
Yeah, no, we sold a couple more
Everyone knows
mugs.
the interest is at 95%.
Damn right. Oh yeah, more. Yeah, no, we sold a couple more mugs, so I owe you a couple bucks. I'm really happy with this mug. Actually, I think the artwork is fantastic.
Thanks.
I like the fact it was kind of like simplistic.
Ooh, special announcement from me for anybody who gives a shit. I bought myself a a mini backup tablet, so I will be working on a smug that is me now.
Yes.
So that'll be so. If you want a smug that's me and a smug that's Steve, they're gonna come in a pair.
Yeah, we
I'm just
gotta
gonna keep the one that's with you, Chesh.
we gotta put our faces on a pair.
Steve, but Chesh is way prettier to look at.
Fuck yes.
I mean, I would make one for Chris if that was an option. Is that an option? Can I make one for Chris?
Chris, you're prettier than me. Okay, I get it. Trust me.
Chris is prettier than me.
I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I can send you some of my pictures.
I've seen them. No, I'm okay.
I get pictures for it.
Ooh.
I've seen your corset stuff, man.
So
I've
so
creeped.
who that skinny.
Hey Steve, I'm just gonna
Oh.
say they've gotten skimpier lately.
Yay.
Has the default
God
has
damn,
a
I hit
default
something in my ear.
judgment motion been entered?
Yes.
I believe yes.
Yes.
When Steve gets not sec back, first show Kyle the Con or Kyle the Malignant Narcissist. You mean both?
All right, so let's we got 700 people watching. So what do you think Kyle is going to do on the Non-Sequitur Show stream tonight? Okay, you guys have all the evidence in front of you now to make your own determinations. Lied about the fraud, lied about the tax exemptions, lied about having a lawyer. Well, for all practical purposes, I would say he lied about having a lawyer. He lied about filing because you guys have the evidence of default judgment. He has not shown anything, right? He's not shown any paperwork. He's not given the name of his lawyer. So tonight, I don't know what he has planned.
I think he's gonna lie about everything. He's gonna do what he did when he walked into that Discord. He's gonna say none of this is true.
Could someone send me a link to the thing for non-sec that's going on tonight?
I couldn't find it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, there's a couple of different things going on. They said that they were going live, but it might be that they've said in Discord that they're going to go live, but not on YouTube, or that they're going to go live, but they're not premiering it. Like, they're not activating it. Kwasa for 2000 says, so what do we call Chesh's mug? Chug? Question mark?
Chug and smug. Yeah. Matter of fact,
Chug and
there you go.
Chug and the schmug.
That's gonna be something old Chester and I will do. The chug and the smug.
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
Sold. Done.
Done. See, group effort.
Don't say we don't listen to the fans.
Oh! When we get NonSequitur Show back, one episode will be definitely, or even maybe continual, the chug, the smug, and the ugly. And we'll have Reds.
Ah!
Good, bad, and the ugly. By the way, one of the best movies ever made.
We're gonna have to have a good, the bad, the ugly episode with Reds. Then we're gonna have to have an episode with Uni Rock that's titled Steve Chesh and GE's Replacement.
All right, so
I can't forget what he says.
Unirock, you're actually been quiet, which is unusual for you, because you could talk for like 8 hours straight. But what else do you want to add to this, man? I mean, where do you see this going? What do you think Kyle's going to do tonight? I don't think he's going live on the channel because I didn't say anything. He might be going live on the Discord.
There's no activity on the Discord, and there's no evidence that he's posted anything.
So where did this come from that he's going live?
It's chat. I've been Stuart mentioned it, and then I saw it come up a couple of times.
Where they see it at?
I don't know. Where you guys seeing this at?
Well, it is October 1st, right? Or 2nd. He did say he was going to stream around this time, but he never scheduled it. He was going to
stream yesterday. It was going to be the final stream, and he was going to pay homage to Steve, among other things.
Yeah, the last day of September, I thought he was going to stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to talk shit about Kyle, and I'm not going to show any of his
lied.
messages. I mean, I still have my own level of ethics that I'm going to go by. I rather have other people judge for themselves, but I will talk massive shit about GE, KC, and Katie. Trust me.
My prediction is I'm sorry, I can't read your name for $5 US. My prediction tonight is on Non-Sequitur Show, Kyle will pull a Richard Carrier, lies, you're all liars.
What good would that do? I mean,
oh yeah, it's apparently it's on the Discord.
Oh, it's only on the Discord.
He says it's his last one, so maybe he's going to be honest and admit to everything.
Wait. Do tell.
I think the Richard Carrier interpretation is probably the winner here, especially since I know Richard Carrier and I know Kyle.
Hey.
Look, I like Richard in my own strange way because I think he's so full of himself.
Every last thing
you have.
I predicted every last single thing that would come of your interaction.
You did.
With him.
I was just going to say I will go on record to testify that Chris. And by the way, you also got to go on record to testify. Chris told me exactly how my interaction with Carrie would go, and he was spot on, dead correct. But did I not tell you that you're probably right, and I was going to do it anyways? But I didn't say you were wrong, now did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay. So I mean, it's not like I said you're wrong.
Spaceman for £5. Congratulations, Steve. The future is opening up for you, onwards and upwards.
Thank you, and I really expect things to take off. I got a lot of things in the works. On this Thursday, we have a wonderful young lady coming in. Her name is Lily Jean. She has 1 million followers on Instagram. Her and her mother and I have been working very hard to talk about cyberbullying, and she's going to come on to talk about this. She has a video out on it. She only has like 3,000 subs on YouTube, so we want to help her get situated on the YouTube market. She does makeup and things of that nature. I don't get any of that, so I really can't help her in that department. But the people that want to help her get messages about cyberbullying.
Macabre says, yeah, you also said you like PZ Myers. You're shit judge of character sometimes, Steve.
Nobody's perfect. What do you want?
Demonic.
I have to have my mistakes sometimes. I have to. I mean, I cannot be like a messiah figure. I do make mistakes. PZ was one of them.
Yeah, everyone knows the messiah in this room is Landon.
Demonic Davros for $2 says, yay, Steve, screw Kyle. I also have a question for Landon. Would you give us an astronomy presentation using Universe Sandbox? It's a universe sim where you can plug in values and visualize different stellar phenomenon. He could do something like what would happen if a rogue neutron star passed within a light year of a solar system. So essentially, there's a program that exists that people are asking if you would be willing to do a presentation within that program.
Sure, I could actually check to see if the program is reasonably accurate.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
really good.
supposed to be a
No,
really
it's
good
great.
program, man. Yeah.
I use it all the time.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
I guess we can work on something like that.
So,
Maybe
short-
maybe we can have Landon presented on that other channel.
Hey, Landon, I'm just going to say the fact that Unirock uses it just means that the bar is down here.
Very true. There's a
It's
free
still not
one
as low
though.
as it could be.
Go to Space Engine if you want to test one out that's free, and then that you can make up your mind about buying Universe Sandbox after.
Yeah, Kerbal was fun. I like Kerbal, but Universe Sandbox is way more heavy duty.
I will say that bar is at least 5 steps higher than Mikey.
Mikey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Universe Sandbox looks like it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
See,
I
okay,
get it.
finally, at least Shesh finally got it.
I get it. I got
I'm
it.
trying. I don't know
It's
Mikey.
Just, it's just because I haven't been a dick to Mikey in like 3 weeks, so.
You got to get that in there.
All right. So where do you want to go with this, guys?
Wait, Kyle's new channel has a name?
Wait, there's a new channel?
Kyle's new channel, Tastecraft, was supposed to have its first episode yesterday. Nothing.
Oh.
Taste what?
Tastecraft.
That was, didn't he have like Iron Chef? Or
Someone
something?
may have made. Yeah, someone might have actually made a few anonymous calls to a few restaurants in the area.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
I mean, no, it totally wouldn't have been Chris. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a real channel. Oh,
Wow.
weird.
Like, does he just think that all this is going to go away with his reputation?
He must.
I mean, really?
Oh, well, both?
Okay, so I want to
Yeah,
know where did he say this was going to be his last Discord thing?
Tastecraft.
I'm not seeing
When
anything
you
that says he's.
Oh my gosh, Steve, you got to see this. Okay, if you go to his first video on Tastecraft, it's downvoted to all hell, and all the comments are just completely lighting him up.
I haven't even
What's the
seen
number?
this.
What's
I
the
don't know nothing about
Let me drop the
this.
link.
Yeah, drop that in
has
the
he-
chat.
Yes.
And by the way,
Yeah.
you have my solemn word. I have never asked anybody to go over to those channels and downvote and to harass or
even know
bully
it's
ever.
for
I'm
women.
against bullying. I'm doing stuff to promote anti-bullying. But even though I don't think that's bullying.
I'm dropping it in the. I'm dropping it in the YouTube
I don't think it's-
chat.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat for YouTube too.
By the way, I
Yes,
don't think it's
yes,
wrong
yes.
for people to go out and say that, to have people do things. I just don't. I'm not saying that people shouldn't or whatever. I'm just saying that I don't think it's cool for me to advocate for that.
Okay, let's look at some of the comments on it though. 'cause these
yeah,
are-
this
All
one's
right,
so
all
good.
right. Super chats first, though.
Cr-
Super chats first.
Okay.
Chesh, where'd you go? Okay, fine. I'll do them. Ryan, $5. Ryan Kirk, Steve, this would have been 100, but you only did 5% of the graphics, so I had to do it. Congrats on your win. Smug. Thank you very much. Thank you very
That's
much.
right there.
Yeah, that was good.
My mom is here.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Hi. We love your daughter. Is that okay? She's amazing. You did good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh,
On your win.
I like your mom already. Can we keep her?
If you want.
To have her stick around. And then one more super chat. Vibrant Brantley, $5. Please no more sexy pics. It's not much of a Patreon reward. Thank you, though. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're reading a super chat,
Alright,
essentially.
alright.
Super chat. Anyways, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay.
What
I'm
do
excited.
we call her? Mom? Is that what we just call her?
Bye.
I'll call her Mom.
We call her the Chesh Mom.
Chess Mom.
Chesh Mom.
She's the goblin mother.
The Goblin Mother. All right, so what is this other channel? Again, I know nothing about this, so people are voting it down. Again, nothing to do with that.
Definitely, but
Yeah,
this
well,
guy.
the first video is 11 seconds long and is one of the trashiest things to ever come out of Kyle's ass, and I'm including his gun.
Chris is
Chris,
brutal.
You have an opinion on it?
No
I
shit,
haven't-
right?
I haven't watched it, but yeah, I guess. 11
I'm
seconds?
watching it right now.
I
just
started
graphics.
watching
It's
it.
all
I blinked, and Jordan Peterson came on. It's that short. It just switched to a Jordan Peterson video on climate something or
Is
other.
this one that has 120 subscribers?
Yeah. Yep. This
100,
guy's This guy says in the comments that you partnered with a restaurant. It means you'll be doing a hostile takeover and spending all of their money, right? That's where the comments
Oh
are.
my God! There's like 500 views.
That was before it even starts. Kyle, you have no
that-
future on the internet. You killed your reputation.
Wow! I'm reading these right now.
Oh my God!
All right, you want me to screen share these? These are brutal.
Oh
Yes.
my God! Yeah, do it.
I
do
screen
it.
share, so
Do it.
Great content. Great content.
Oh my! Kyle the Thief commented, "Sorry, folks, no show this week. I demanded the restaurant hand over their bank account because I believe they may attempt fraud sometime in the future, and I'm totally against things like that. They refuse, so I'll attempt it with another restaurant next week. Don't forget, I have a Patreon too."
I would like to point out you guys got to meet my sister on Red's stream the other day. Now you guys got to meet my mom.
yeah, I'll blow this up full.
It's the Goblin Tribe coming out.
Here,
Lord.
I put it on a different screen here, so I can blow it up. 1 sec.
You got quiz time showing. What the fuck? And I'm really concerned. This looks like
I tried to put it to a different thing here.
The person on quiz time looks like a mix between Jack Frost from the Guardians and Elsa from Frozen. And I'm very confused.
Here's another one. There's going to be a delay for the first video because Kyle needs to make a new one. Kyle's original video was how to brew beer, but no one liked the finished product because he removed the 5% that mattered.
Oh. Ouch.
Oh,
All right.
man.
There we go. Now, no, that's not the wrong one. All right, here we go. All right, so
God.
I'm going to screen share on Skype so you can read this. You know what? Just go to sort by newest first, and then read them off. So Cajun Castration should be the first one.
Kawasa, now nobody can watch Goblin Slayer ever.
Can you guys read this in the outside
Hashtag not all
chat?
goblins.
Is that big enough? Yeah, it's big enough. All right, so start with Cajun Castration if you want to read them off.
From Chesser's sister, aka the rat gynecologist. Yeah, that one.
Cajun
The most
crustacean.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you're breaking up.
13 dumpster around back of the
Chris, you're breaking up bad.
The most important thing a person can have is their reputation. Unfortunately, Kyle is in the dumpster around the back of the
one
restaurant.
smoke porn.
I like that one. I'm going to thumbs that
The
one
one
up.
with smoke pouring out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna thumbs that one up. Hey Kyle, the Titanic had more integrity than you.
Everybody knows about the channel, Kyle. You are forked on YouTube permanently. We are never going to forget that you're a liar, thief, grifter, and all-around asshole. I'll be back for every video just to call you out. Godless recovery.
Kyle's next video title: Hostile Takeaway. Godless Scummer, $2. Question is: do you want non-sec being damaged goods? It's like NBC offering Letterman the Tonight Show after Leno's producer messed it up. No. I think
I can fix stuff.
I don't think non sequitur is ruined. I think it's just Kyle. I don't think he damaged non sequitur enough on its own because everybody he didn't do a good enough job. If he did a better job.
Look, the stuff non sequitur did was good. That's not damaged. Right.
The thing is that everybody jumped ship. Anybody worth a damn essentially jumped ship as soon as they knew what the fuck was going on and jumped ship to Steve or Red's channel. So all that's going to happen is that everybody's going to jump back and then it's just going to be an underdog story that's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Eventually, like I said, if and when I get it back. But I'm trying. I'm really trying hard. It looks good. But yeah, I don't think Non-Sequitur Show itself was damaged only for the fact that we had good product. Those were good shows. Nothing's going to take away from that. If I get it back and I'm able to bring Cheshire Reds and other people into it and do it much more formally and with people I trust more, then I think that they can definitely.
And maybe give the producer more than 2 hours notice that there's going to be a fucking show.
And Bullinator. Yep, absolutely Bullinator.
We'll give them 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah,
that 15 minutes is important for a FAP, all right?
No, you only need 3 minutes for the FAP and 12 minutes for the cleanup.
All right. Shit, I got it on the ceiling again.
These are brutal, man. Oh my god, there's not one positive comment in here.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What's there to be positive about? Even the graphics aren't as good as they were on Non-Sequitur.
Yeah, this is the
Oh,
first.
no.
This is the first one I saw. This is the first one I came to this page. It's the first one I saw, and I liked it right off the bat. This is dead before it even starts. Kyle, you have no future on the internet. You killed your reputation. It's like that says it all.
Mm-hmm.
But Steve, there is something down there. It was 3 weeks ago. It says, "I'm the 19th subscriber. Looking forward to seeing what you bring to your new channel." Thumbs up, heart.
So you did
3
read
weeks
them.
ago.
Wonder if that's his alt account.
But this is a brand new. Brand new channel, so it's not even monetized, is it?
No, it wouldn't be. No,
No, yeah,
it has to be 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to have 1,000 subs, and it has to have reached a certain amount of views within a month.
4,000 views. So
You know-
what is he relying on? Patreon? Because his Patreon, I think, is down to like 20. I mean, it's literally only the diehard people that just. I have no idea what the hell they're thinking. I just don't know.
I can guarantee at least a few of them are sitting there like, I just kind of want to see how he makes it more excuses for himself.
Maybe 8 views. You're saying. You're saying.
You know why this happened, right, Steve? It's all the death of the Non-Sequitur Show. Without that recording, it would be much different, in my opinion.
Oh, I totally agree with you. I'm so glad that I took my time to get my ducks in a row to have that discussion with him. Matter of fact, Reds wanted to have it a few weeks earlier, and I told him I'm not ready for this. It was maybe a week and a half early. I'm like, we'll do it, but I need to know exactly what I want to ask him because I knew that his ego would kind of get to him, and. He admitted everything, which is fine. I mean, why was he going to lie to me? In a pre-show, by the way. By the way, Godless Engineer was wrong about that, and I think he eventually admitted that we were fine to record that because it was vMix, and there's no expectation of privacy. Especially we have been known to record pre-shows for Patreons before, so he didn't.
It's just funny Godless said that. It's funny that was his argument. It's like, hey, you caught him, haha. Like now I'm going to complain about it. And it's wrong. He should be happy about it being recorded.
Well, Godless has. I'm sorry, but he's
Engineer
unethical.
Wrong about something you don't fucking say.
Godless Engineer is one of the most unethical people I've ever seen next to Jimmy. They're both pretty horrific. And you know what they say about birds of a feather.
Yeah.
None of them cared about the facts. None of them cared about, to me, wanting the truth. They didn't care. It was a spin a narrative. That's it.
And how do you call out a flat earther after acting like that? You really can't, in my opinion.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
so
but
right.
your Godless Engineer calling out a flat earther was just spelling a death sentence for your reputation anyways.
Yeah.
Because half of them beat him.
Yeah, when you lose to flat earthers and to Ken Hovind, you're pretty well good and well done from debating.
And G-Man, don't forget
and G-Man.
He lost to G-Man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that feel
Trifecta.
When G-Man
My
got paid
favorite.
more that feel when G-Man got paid more to be on Non-Sequitur than Steve did. Chris, you got 2 comments. You got hi from a lot of people, and also you look like Elizabeth from BioShock DLC.
Never played BioShock.
I play BioShock.
Have you never
Oh,
seen
it's a good
Elizabeth the
game.
character?
That sucks good.
Oh,
Yeah, it was good.
You'd like her. She's actually one of the best NPCs in gaming history.
Yeah,
By the
BioShock's
way,
a good game.
Before I go to the rum and coke, I'm going to ask what the wine was, and it's called Burrowing Owls, an estate winery, Meritage from the Okanagan Valley in British Columbia. Beautiful British
The
Columbia.
way he says that is so sexy, isn't it?
Everything Landon
God,
says
I'm
is sexy.
telling you.
Oh. It is.
This is why we don't think Steve is a true believer.
Yeah, but the Okanagan Valley in British Columbia
Yeah, it was
is a
You'd
great
like her. She's actually one
wine
of the best
producing place.
NPCs
Too bad
in gaming history.
we don't get more of their stuff down.
Yeah,
here.
BioShock's
Anyway, so
Before
now
I go
on
to the rum and coke,
Rum and Coke. Oh, how much you doing? Are you doing a shot? Are you doing a shot and a half? Are you doing double shot?
what would you suggest?
Okay. Well, how much wine have you had?
not enough.
Not enough.
No. Okay, so do a shot and a half.
All right.
Super chat.
And what kind of rum are you? What kind of rum are you drinking?
Well, listen,
Also,
it's
John,
up in the cabinet. I'll go and get it in a moment.
is it yeah? Let me know if it's caramel or not. John Park for $4.99. Can you get financial information from the sources that Non-Sequitur Show got the income from to get an accurate number? And also Charles Randall for $4.99. Steve, congratulations! I look forward to future debates and intellectual content.
Yes, we can get
Don't
those.
show up on Mondays.
We can get those numbers from the court, can order him to release the information or to give us passwords and have it transferred over to us. If that does not happen, what we could do is basically throw out a number, and then if he wants to argue that number is too high, then he has to open the books anyways to show that it's too high. If not, we get a default judgment on it. So we ask for $100,000, boom. If he can't open the books to fight that, then he has no legal recourse.
Do you think he'll do anything though? Because he hasn't done anything up to now.
No, I really don't. I'd be very surprised.
That tells a lot about it.
No, he's just gonna keep pushing it down the line, and he's still gonna have these sycophants believing with him, like Derek Raw and Omarasa Moon, and who's that other guy that Lost Hero?
Brody.
Brody. Well, not so much Brody, but who's the other ones that were just
Dragnot?
No, the ones in the actual the one in the Discord, having conversation with him.
I have no idea. I've never been on the
There's Derek Raw and one of the other ones, and I can't remember.
Sorry, I might be.
What, Chesh?
I might be able to answer your question. I spent a lot of time in that Discord. Who are you asking about?
I'm trying to think of the people that would just like Omarosa Moon and Derek Raw and a few other them that was just believing him hook, line, and sinker. Like whatever he said, they believed him.
Oh yeah, there was like, yeah. Why do we care?
How many were there?
because I just those are the only people.
Maybe 12 people.
Yeah, at most anymore, probably I would say half that. But those are the only people that no matter what Kyle says, they're going to believe, regardless. It's a cult. It's almost like a
Brian
mindset.
Yeah, it is.
Stevens for $2 says, Landon, why does my brain not understand diff EQ, diff
EQ, differential equations.
Differential equations.
I'm really bad at differential equations.
It's an equation regarding rate of change.
Yeah. And Eric also says, is Steve friends with Shannon Q and Paula Gia? Just curious.
Yes.
And then Unfinished Journey said, Cider Boys First Press. Oh, RJ. Yeah, RJ is another one. Yeah, RJ is in that Discord a lot. Or as one of those.
Oh, RJ. That's what I was thinking about. RJ, the one that kept deleting comments. By the way,
the one that wasn't Casey.
Yeah, and even though that we had an injunction that he couldn't delete anything, RJ was deleting him anyways, which Kyle's responsible for. That we gone to court would have screwed him. But yeah, RJ, the sycophant, that just Kyle could do no wrong. You lost. Once we get the Non-Sequitur Show back, those people are all just gone forever. If I can get it back.
T-Jump is going to make a video on his channel now and literally apologize straight to you, right? He's obligated to.
The day I
when did you become religious? Oh yeah, you're actually are religious. I forgot.
The day I see T-Jump ever do anything sincere, I will literally curl over and suck my own dick.
But yeah, you probably could.
Are you that flexible?
Yeah, probably could.
No, I'm not that flexible. I used to be flexible enough to get my leg behind my head, but not anymore.
By the way, Chris, it is true. You are now officially a polytheist. I've heard. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Odin. Hail Odin, dude. Smug.
This will have to be an intro.
Well, I'm not in the Norse camp, but we can hail Odin anyway.
Whatever. Odin's cool as fuck, man.
So Cheshire, what I'm having a Bacardi 8-year reserva.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, that'll have a little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla in it. Go ahead and do a shot and a half, and you'll be good to go.
As I say, because I didn't want to buy too much Coke. I have these cute little cans.
That's so adorable.
So would you have one shot per can?
Me or you?
Me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
If it was
both?
Chesh, the question would be, how much Coke do you want with the rum?
Can I have some rum with a splash of Coke? Just FYI, I am overwhelmed with messages right now, obviously, between multi-platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and emails. I will try to get to everybody, but I read them as much as I can, but I am being overwhelmed. But thank you for everything. I mean, this is like awesome.
Yeah. So usually in summary judgments, if the other side has at least something to say, the court is very hesitant to grant it. But
they had nothing. So what happens is, as soon as you file a summary judgment or a motion, we had filed an order and a motion. And so once you file those, as long as they're in the court system, it's game over. The other person has an injunction from filing anything else. And so he can't even do a response. The only thing he could do at this point is just wait until we ask the court what we want. He can then at that point say, well, I think I don't owe that much. And they say, well, why not? He has to just, he has the burden at that point to show why he doesn't owe that much. Because we will give them reasons what he owes. And that's all it takes.
So technically the court has not awarded you yet, but the summary judgment has been.
The way the lawyer put it, and I was very clear on this to him, we won the lawsuit. Now we are trying to figure out what we won.
And here becomes the, can you collect? Because if he spent all the money.
Well, then you just garnish his wages up 25%.
Chesh left us.
Chesh.
Oh. I was about ready to describe the Roman Coke. By the way, Steve, to your integrity.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Steve, so that I won't have to remember your face in the morning.
Smug. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Landon. I know that 95% actually has been much more than that. I would say 99% has realized that I've been transparent since day one. I'm not the persons that Kyle and his sycophants were trying to make me out to be by this person trying to defraud things. Which would, to any reasonable person, they should think to themselves, here's a person who's 49 years old that has a stellar record, that has people on Facebook that he's known since he was 3, has served 3 tours in the Gulf, good conduct medal. I have a history of ethics, right? I have a history of being a good person, and all of a sudden they think that I'd piss that away for a couple bucks on taxes? What the fuck is wrong with these people? It makes no sense.
Also.
And I'm sure you do your taxes right. Don't answer that. Don't answer that question if you don't. But I mean, what reasonable person would think that I would throw away my ethics for that? To think I was trying to do something fraudulently with Medicaid or Medi-Cal or VA or anything like that? It's absolutely just bizarre narrative, and that's why most people that knew better were like, "Oh, this is bullshit." But
and you earned your VA.
Yes,
it's not a
veteran. Is he breaking up? Is he breaking up for me?
I heard him just fine.
Oh, I don't know why he keeps breaking up for me.
From the VA.
You what?
Myself.
You on but you have disability. I don't have any rating disability.
Yeah.
That's difficult to get, and congratulations. How long did you have to fight to get that?
I mean, I had a smaller percentage, but I fought for about 12 years.
It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm sure. Real quick, I do want to clarify something. People are like, well, Steve, you asked before. People were like, so you've asked him to hold money. No, what I did was I asked him to hold off any distributions of anything or any paperwork or anything to find out how we do this correctly. Again, this was back in 2017. Before we even started making any money. The channel was not monetized until around June or July of 2018. We were not making any significant money. We had a few PayPal, I think, maybe a Patreon, because we talked about getting stuff, but we had nothing of value. Nothing. So there was nothing to fucking hold. I asked him to hold off if there's anything, and we're talking would have been tens of dollars, okay? Tens of dollars. We're not talking any significant amount. But it's like, this is, figure out what we're doing first. I never asked him to hold money for the medical thing to say, oh, well, just pay me on the table. I told him he could pay me by PayPal. I told him he could send it directly to my Wells Fargo account.
And
as long as I got the money, or bring it to me cash. I didn't care.
One of my channels is bigger than the NonSec channel, and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to do any of it. You have to learn everything for yourself. So I was nervous when I started getting money for my main channel. How to do it, how to handle it, like how do you do taxes? What do you do to make it work and so you don't mess it up? So yeah, I would have done the same thing that you did. In fact, I did. I waited it for a while. So I'm just backing you up on that. There's no playbook. You don't have it's not spelled out for you. YouTube doesn't tell you have to do this. So it makes perfect sense that you would say that to him.
Yeah, definitely. And that was what I was concerned about. And then me even telling him I want to make sure the taxes are done right, and then he tries to run a narrative. Well, there's some indications, that Steve was trying to, tax evasions, bullshit, all this other bullshit. I'm like, you're a lying cunt, dude, because I have it in writing that I'm asking you to make sure that taxes are all done properly because I got screwed on taxes one time on state, and it was my own fault. But they were vicious about it. They got their money, right? And I just made a mistake. But I don't mess around with taxes. And so for him to run this narrative that, oh, there was questions about tax evasion, and I have that, by the way, I have that actual thing from him that he sent to more than one person, including his Sins and Reds, that I was committing tax evasion. Bullshit. That was slanderous. And we were going to sue for defamation per se, but we decided to go ahead without it because it would have taken longer. And I was like, you know what? I don't care about this that much. What I want is, the channel, and I want financial restitution. Super chat.
And oh shit, I forget what I was going to say now.
Sorry.
Okay, never mind.
I'm trying to get all this out on this one video so people can just watch. And
You're fine.
My unfinished journey, $5. Had I known this was happening tonight, I would have broken out the baby back ribs instead of picking up Taco Bell. You kidding me? Taco Bell is the bomb, man.
I got Taco Bell.
Yeah, Ghost of Recon, $5. Jack Daniels isn't a bourbon. It's brewed in Tennessee. Try Bullet or Jefferson's Reserve for real bourbon. You're right. Jack Daniels is not an actual bourbon, but it is a whiskey. And then Jack of Hearts, 3 pounds. Good job, Steve.
Yes, you're back.
Never had any doubt you would win. And then My Finished Journey, $2. Maybe Chris is that well endowed. Goes to Recon, $5. Have a drink on me. Vibrant Brantley, $2. I think Kyle's remaining patrons probably forgot. You're probably right. They're probably just residual.
Just a real quick note on my endowment.
Not on camera.
Hey!
We'll say this until I drop my pants on camera. I've either got one of the best endowments in the world, or I'm a female. I have Schrodinger's dick until someone
could be
I
either.
drop my pants.
Why is Chestnut on camera?
So do
And
I.
that's
by that
physics.
Chesh, is
Physics.
your camera off?
Yeah, I don't know why. It's struggling.
All right.
I remember what I was going to say now, Steve. That's what made me think that Kyle was lying in the beginning, like that he spent all the money, because he said that about you, and he would need an excuse like that if he did spend all the money.
Oh, I was convinced. Yeah, no, I mean, I know he was lying on all that, but it was also me also thinking that he spent the money, but I didn't want to accuse him of that, saying, oh, he spent all the money, because I don't want to do that in public. Now it doesn't matter. I was pretty convinced that he had spent the money, obviously, and he had to come up with some narrative. Now he could marginally save whatever reputation he has left by saying, hey, look, I do have a bank account. Here's all this money in it. I'm going to go to the court and I'm going to try to pay Steve off. Now, I think that he might have got that money from somebody else later on, right? If that's the case, because maybe he went to. I know his brother's very well off, but the fact remains is that it doesn't change any of the past. He destroyed the Non-Sequitur shows. He basically ran it into the ground with Godless Engineer, Kaitlyn, Chloe, and Katie Poulsen. And they did. They ran it into the ground. They sucked.
They did, yeah. And they changed the format. You had a working format. People subscribed for it. They came back for it. It was on fire. People wanted the format that it was. And I do believe it was Kyle's cockiness that caused him to change everything at a moment's notice and do all that. And
absolutely convinced
it
of that.
didn't work.
No,
the views went down a lot when he started that new format.
Oh, and I tried to tell him this, but what did I know, right? I mean, he was just so arrogant to think that he understood how YouTube worked, even though he didn't want to go to YouTube. And I was like, dude, you're making bad decisions at this point. But why don't you take him to your own channel, kind of thing, which I thought he was supposed to do. This is why he had Odd Homie's channel. There was another channel called Odd Homies that he started. Never got any videos on it. So this was an old thing too. So I know that Jimmy was with this from the beginning. So when Jimmy says, well,
Jimmy straight up said that he and Kyle had been discussing stuff with Non-Sequitur in the background ages ago.
Yep.
He said
crazy.
that. I have a scridshot of it somewhere, because of course I have a screenshot of it somewhere.
Which I knew too, and I was fine with that. I'm like, but do it on another channel. Don't fuck up Non-Sequitur. I didn't want Jimmy around, and Jimmy with his ego. This is why I don't know how they even share the same stream, because their egos are so big. But his ego was so big that he said, well, Steve, you came begging to me, asking, for forgiveness for this pronoun crap, blah, blah, blah. So I'd come on Non-Sequitur, be a part of it. I'm like, oh, fuck you. What happened was Kyle wanted me to play nice because he wanted to get your subs, Jimmy. I straight up know he wanted to get your subs. He accused you of stealing subs, or buying subs. I'm sorry. He accused you of buying subs. On, I believe it was November 18th, I think was the day, maybe, if I remember correctly. Give or take, you had a sharp spike in your subs that went from this to this. We don't know what that was. You may have hit the analytic. But Kyle, he was straight up accusing you of buying subs, my friend. Yeah.
That shows Kyle's.
That's what,
mentality.
and I was the one defending you, saying I don't think Mr. Atheist would do this. So you backed the wrong horse, really bad.
Oh yeah.
Straight up truth. And go look in his
Imagine
analytics.
he would went
Go
with you.
look at
Too
Mr.
fucking late now, Jimmy. You fucking
Oh, he's
asshole.
way too late. Go look at Mr. Atheist analytics, and I believe it was on November 18th. I even kind of remember the day, somewhere around that ballpark. Look at his numbers, and you see it spikes. So everything I just told you is the God honest truth, because I remember the story. I don't have to lie about it. It's what happened. The ring of truth.
I want to like Jimmy, but fuck that guy. And that's the thing. Yeah, Jimmy.
Don't actually fuck him though. Like,
Yeah, no, don't
fuck
actually.
him, but you don't actually fuck him.
Yeah, Chris is right.
Who knows what's kept over that way?
Yeah. The thing is that this is the same reason why I started the meme train. If there is anything about non sequitur, if there's anything even remotely related to them, there is no way in hell Jimmy and Kyle aren't watching it. That's why I started the meme train, because there was no way Kyle was not going to see them all.
Yeah, the egos won't allow it. I mean, they have to. Well, Kyle especially. I don't know about Jimmy. I don't think he actually watches any of that stuff. I don't think he does, but Kyle probably.
Ooh. Yeah,
Kyle
he did get a spike back
Kyle
then.
has
Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
problems.
What was it?
I've
Wait,
got,
what-
like, a handful
what was the
of
date?
Trolls that have, like, Steve's trolls have been making videos that involve me. I haven't watched a single one of them.
I don't watch
Why?
any
Because
of
I
them.
don't give a shit.
You, Cheshire, besides the like few minutes that I watched on when Nate did a breakdown of the complaint, which he got a lot of things wrong because he didn't have half the data, so he's going by a very, very skewed position because of course I blocked him ages ago and I want nothing to do with him.
You watched a few seconds of that? Hell, even that surprises me.
But other than
I
that-
didn't watch any of
But
it.
other than those few minutes that I watched, what do I tell people when they send me a video? I'm not interested. I don't watch any of their shit at all.
Well, that's the thing. Like, okay, so there was this whole rape apology thing going around, and like people were like, "Oh, watch this video. Oh, watch this video. Oh, watch this video," and I was like, "Oh yeah, it looks like bullshit," and I didn't actually watch any of them.
Yeah, I didn't watch Fiona's
don't give a
video.
shit.
Fiona's destroyed her reputation too.
Yeah,
Well,
why? What was
all
with
of them-
that?
All of them have nothing to do with anything. It's okay. All right. What was any of that? Well, good sir, shall I?
I don't want to take forever on this.
I will give you the brief
The
synopsis.
too long didn't read version.
Some bitch who has an axe to grind against Steve got pissy and said that Steve was a rape apologist because he had somebody on his show who's a convicted rapist.
Yeah.
Now, she's a dumb cunt and doesn't know how Twitter works. So Reds and I made a video because some people who otherwise would have known better were getting caught up in this bullshit. So we made a video that went through step by step and essentially just destroyed this video. That video was so airtight that Fiona and her group of assholes couldn't say anything about it, so they started backtracking. Some guy named Gary came on and got shit on by Reds. Then everybody shit on them on Twitter for like 2 weeks. Now Reds is doing a debate with some guy who's apparently unrelated, even though Scientist Mel and also Fiona have been sending him help because he is so screwed in this debate, and that'll be on Modern Day Debates tomorrow at, I think, 6 EST. So that'll be putting the cap on everything that's gone on with that horse shit. Essentially, their argument is that, oh, Steve wasn't actually a rape apologist. He's just engaging in rape apologetics because Steve doesn't essentially isn't condemning the guy because he's not sure. And even if you watch fucking Fiona's video where she covers all of this shit, you can hear when she's talking about the case that there are a couple things in the case that are kind of weird.
Yeah,
Things
right.
that don't quite match up.
Which I've noticed these things as well.
Whatever.
And,
the point is that it doesn't matter whether or not Steve believes the case file or whether or not Steve believes whoever Steve believes or whatever Steve's opinion is. Steve's allowed to have his opinion without being a fucking rape apologist.
well, I mean, I was
Very true.
on Drunken Peasants with David Silverman the other night, and I was giving him the benefit of the doubt too. I'm consistent. And so I'm not going to be told to jump on a bandwagon, right? I will make up my own mind, but I'm sure the hell not going to be bullied into believing a specific way for people that have a clear agenda. Every one of these people are the same group that we left. The same group that died to demonize Reds. The same group that have done vicious and reprehensible things in real life to real people.
This is the same group who have now called me a rape apologist, have gone after me for saying shit I didn't say, and as well as calling me a traitor to my gender because I associate with Reds and Steve.
Yeah, so if I'm a rape apologist, and Red's a rape apologist, and Chester's a rape apologist, and Landon's a rape apologist, and Chris is a rape apologist, and Unirock's a rape apologist, hey, congratulations. It means nothing anymore. So the people that actually do rape apology, like, oh, hey, look at, she was wearing this really tight dress. Clearly she was wanting it. Or, well, she was really drunk. She shouldn't have gotten so drunk. It was her own fault. That's rape apologetics, people. Not me to give somebody the benefit of the doubt because there's some questions in there.
This guy. That's who's not drunk
No,
enough.
I'm just waiting for the day when someone decides to call me a rape apologist.
I wait for the day that you go nuts on somebody.
Specifically so I can say, so you're calling a rape victim a rape apologist. Thank you.
They don't care about that.
Oh my god, they don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit. This is the funniest thing. They don't care
about anybody's history. I've been sexually assaulted and they've been going after me. Like, come the fuck on.
Yeah, they don't care about any of that.
Real quick on this similar topic, Richard Carrier has restarted another lawsuit against the people who accused him of sexual harassment. After the other one was laughed out of court because it was like, no, sorry, but your affidavit alone shows that you harassed them.
I gotta admit, I think it was Skepchick. I'm Rebecca Watson, not a huge fan of her, but she did a video on Dr. Carrier, and I gotta admit, it was pretty brutal. It was pretty good. She kind of lays it out, and I gotta tell Richard, it doesn't look good for him in a lot of ways. Again, I'm giving him benefit of the doubt like I would anybody else, but there are some questionable things that I will admit that Richard needs to answer.
Like the most questionable thing on that list was why is it that you were trading sex for graduate school recommendations?
That would be pretty powerful. I wasn't thinking about that.
That was in one of the released emails. He was trading sex for graduate school recommendation papers.
I read some of the emails, and it was very clear that the person he was talking to did not want to have correspondence. It's very clear that he didn't know when to back off. That even I can, as this a dude can go, wait a minute here. You stop. You just is not good. And he just didn't seem to understand what that line was, unfortunately. But anyways, different subjects. We're gonna wrap this up. Again, we're getting to the 2-hour mark. Actually, I think we're probably just past it. But anyways, what do you guys have to say as a wrap it up? I want to thank all
Wait, before you go. Apparently you're still listed as co-hosts on the Non-Sequitur, and you're second to last, and Mr. Atheist is the last.
Yeah, well, you know what? I officially still own 50% until we actually dissolve it through the court system, where I actually will take ownership of the channel, hopefully. But when these idiots like Derek Raw was like, oh, by the way, warning about Derek Raw, Keon, what is it, Keon or Early?
Keon or Darek or some troll motherfucker who gives a shit.
The Red Bean. He will go out of your way to try to get you flagged on Twitter. This is what he does. He got Sarah Michelle removed from Twitter. I believe he got AO, Anti-Ordinary Demi removed from Twitter, both trans. He is a pure troll. Block him outright. I never asked anybody to block anybody, but if you want your Twitter account not to be flagged, then you probably better off blocking him. I will just leave it at that. But I block
blocking
him.
Who?
Before we get ready to take off, sorry, I'm just going to interrupt real quick. Reds should be back momentarily. Do we want to wait for Reds before we wrap?
Sure.
Okay.
But Keon was saying that. Now I forgot what he was saying. That why I started this in the first place. I don't even remember what he was saying. Thanks. It's okay.
Fuck you!
Now,
you were saying blocking who?
He was blocking
But
Danny.
what?
He was blocking
but
people because he was like, I block people because I have 12 accounts. Fuck you.
No, but I'm trying to think of what it had to do with the Non-Sequitur channel.
I don't know. He's part of the Non-Sequitur channel, so probably block your ass too. $10. You were noble in this lawsuit, hence I just increased my Patreon to you. Other Non-Sequitur Show mods may not like what I do, but I do what I feel is right. Congratulations, you deserve what you are owed.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, my Patreon is my whole thing right now, pretty much. So I'm going to put it in the live chat again. So, and it'll also be in the video description. So after this is done uploading. If people want to become Patreon, I really do appreciate it because it changes. Patreon fluctuates an awful lot. Anybody who has Patreon knows that you have. I had the highest amount of declines than I ever had this month, and it happens.
Dear.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, you got to realize that when you increase the amount of patrons you have, the amount of declines are going to increase proportionally. I understand that.
But I hopefully mine went through.
Yes, yeah. You're always good to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're gonna wait for Reds or.
I mean, if well, you said you were gonna let everybody do their thing, right?
Yeah. Let me do other things, but I want to put a special shout out to Christy Santiago in the live chat real quick. We all love you.
Fuck, you're eating, Reds. Nobody cares about food.
It's all about Reds. I was talking about Christy Santiago, man. Christy Santiago's more important than Reds. Christy, we love you. Thank you.
I agree.
She's the one that gives me hair advice. Okay, Reds doesn't give me hair advice.
Listen, I don't appreciate going out of my way to stall out a show so dumbass can get his fucking dumbass in here.
Did you add him? Did you add him in the call so we can give him the last word?
I sent him the link.
All right. So let's start the last words. Landon, we'll let you go first on the last words.
Well, even though some people you technically won in court, it's hard to call this a victory given what Kyle has done. By that meaning, it didn't have to be this way, and it's sad that he brought it to this spot. You did what was necessary, Steve, and I hope you can move on to it. But again, it's just a sad, tragic end to a relationship that did not have to go this way. And
yep. Oh, we are moving on.
It's only been good for me. I'm not even gonna complain.
Yeah, we're moving on. Trust me. We are going to make something. We're going to rise high. I guarantee it.
On the other hand, I'm a proud patron of your efforts, and I look forward to what you do with channels in the future.
Thank you very much. All right, Chris.
Well, I, for one, just have to say that I am outraged that the person who only did 5% of the work managed to win this lawsuit. I am so upset, right? And also congrats, Steve.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. Well, we all see how that 5% turned out when I started doing content on my channel that people actually are watching. And he has crap. So, yeah, there you go. All right. Unirock, buddy. By the way, like I said, I do appreciate you doing a video on this when you get a chance. Anything you need, just let me know.
I've got a lot of it recorded. I'll probably get with you and do a Skype call with you tomorrow or whenever you're free. So, but yeah, man, I'm just glad it went this way. I'm really happy that it happened in the studio. So you got that recording. I want to stress that forever because I've seen this kind of stuff happen a million times over on YouTube. People have things like this happen all the time, and the audience doesn't know, and they just go off of people's words. So that video's really set things straight. And what's even better, without the community watching the video and then, making their mind up and doing the right thing here, it wouldn't have happened this way. So I think it is one of the biggest stories on YouTube from a YouTube channel. But anyway, you got my support. And
Thank you, buddy. And I will reiterate that I do believe that people helped the demise of the NonSequitur Show. And as fans of the show, the 6,000 people that are fans of the show, I hope you hold those people responsible for it. I really do. Don't forget. Do not let them get away with it for what they did to such a great show. Because I'm very happy for what we put out as product. I think even Kyle, deep down inside, knows we put out good product. They were entertaining. They were fun. We brought a lot of new people into the community. We started a lot of new shows together. I mean, look at like Unsettled History and Digital Hammurabi, the Amateur Conversationalist. Jim Majors has a new channel now. I think Chris might be starting something. I mean, look, and we met Unirock and his clan.
Yeah, I'm not. He says
he's not. He's done with that. Good choice.
I'm pretty much done with the YouTube scene.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But I mean, I survive off YouTube. This is full time for me. But anyways, Cheshire, what you got for us? And where's your boy?
Don't forget I'm in here.
Oh yeah, let's get to Nick.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Let's get to Nick first because you're not on camera.
Yeah, same thing that that Landon was said anyway was sort of what I wanted to echo, which is I do think that this is unfortunate. I don't think that anybody anybody wins, but at least if it had to come down, at least it came down the right way. But we are In Time is planning on going live on this in about a half hour to an hour to sort of cover this from our perspective. But thank you very much for having me on, and good luck to everybody.
In Time, great show. I think that's another show that's going to rise from the ashes of NonSequitur. I think that a lot of people will remember NonSequitur for where they got their start, and in this channel, I mean, look at the people like Rachel Oates when she first got to the community, who didn't have any subs. Shannon got introduced to the community from this channel. Even Apologia, I think, got help from being on, although his content is so great that he was going to be a superstar regardless. Big fan of Apologia. And by the way, they are still together. I'm very happy for the Apologia and Shannon. Cute couple. Very powerful couple. Let's see what we got here. Oh, by the way, Tom, I want a special shout out to you too. I know he hates Patreon, but I do get everything that Tom sends through PayPal. I do appreciate it very much. And Misha Griffith, you're amazing too. Matter of fact, I think the biggest thing that came from the NonSequitur show is that we introduced the world to the amazing Dr. Griffith. We love her. So, dance.
I did promise the chat a dance. So I'm trying to set my camera up. Unfortunately, my Skype is being weird and I can't actually see where my camera is. So I'm trying to set it up currently.
And Nicole Davis. Oh, sorry. Nicole Davis, we love you too, Nicole. Don't kill me. My stalker. I love you, Nikki.
We do love Nikki.
I don't want her to hurt me.
We absolutely love Nikki.
I do love Nikki.
I will also jump onto what Chris was saying, in that how do you lose with 5%? How do you lose against 5% when you're 95%? But I'm also going to go ahead and throw on to be like, bitch, please, I'm the new 95%.
This is true.
Let's see.
True.
Do I have a good
All right, so Reds.
You guys have to tell me. I don't know what Reds is doing. He's making me look bad as the secretary, as he told me he was going to come on, and then was like, oh, no, I'm eating.
Well, we can only do so much, so.
Fucking meatballs in his mouth.
Okay, so right. You're going to dance and take us out and let people know.
I'm going to dance.
I'm going to be kind of. While she's dancing. What? Yes, go ahead.
Real quick.
By the way, Nicholas, let's talk after this show.
Okay, yeah, I should be free after this.
All right,
okay,
Chris, go. Chris, go ahead.
To be on Red's side here for a second. To be fair, we can't expect the guy that CGIs all of his round Earth shit in order to show up on time. He has to first CGI his proof of a round globe Earth.
You're keeping us from watching a dance for that? What is wrong with you? All right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
All right,
so
Steve,
start
it's
dancing.
your victory. You get to pick the song.
Oh, you can't play any music.
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to play it in my own headphones so I can dance to it. You guys don't get to hear it.
Oh, I don't.
Is it going
to? Techno. I don't know. Something techno.
All right. Tell you what. Diggy diggy hole.
Diggy diggy hole. Love the song. Diggy diggy hole. Because I'm a dwarf. Dig in a hole.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging.
I won't be around much in the near future. I got some things planned tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know. But I am going out of town. I have a date with Sweet Heathen. Yes, I do. Actually, a 48-hour date. Actually, she's flying down from LA. It's already been paid for
Nice.
from somebody. Want to thank the person who did that, John. I'm amazed that actually somebody paid to have us go out, but hey, we're gonna take advantage of it, and I think she's amazing, and I'm very happy that I've known her for about a year now, and I want to thank her for all her support as well, because she's been a true friend. Anyways, happy dance time. Let's do it.
Woohoo!
I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole, diggy diggy hole. Good night, all.